call it. So, okay, recording has started, and welcome to another Saturday. And the weather is, I'm giving a free weather news here. Otherwise, you have to pay for that. I'm just kidding. Uh, okay, weather is something. Let's go ahead. And yeah, the application is taking time to open. So we're talking about Microsoft Intune. It's a very, very important course. And I hope you're seeing my page here. So I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, we last time we talked about in last episode, we talked about this, what is Microsoft Intune. So you can manage thousands of devices and apps. You can, you know, excuse me, deploy those apps over the network, or you want to make some changes in Google Chrome. Now that is very, very tricky, but obviously you can do that if you want to make changes, suppose in just Adobe Acrobat, or just deploy it again or update it, or obviously the operating system, there's a feature called autopilot. So we're going to try to explore all those features. Then we talked about what is MDM. So it's mobile device management and mobile application management. So both MDM and MAM will be done. Then we talked about rivals. AirWatch is the oldest one, but there are many other rivals as well. And yeah, some of the key features, then it covers all the operating system. Intune supports Android and open source project, iOS, Linux, Ubuntu, desktop. But in Linux, it's just Ubuntu desktop till now. Other flavors like Red Hat are not covered yet with Intune, but I'm sure by next year or so, uh, the, that those will be covered as well. So, excuse me. So yeah, I'm just gonna fly fast because now the video is available. Thank you, thanks to Sal. So
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna just go ahead and simplifies app management, automates policy deployment. We're gonna go through all that and use self-service features. So company portal app, we talked about that as well. That this is the heart of the Intune management, cloud management of devices and apps. You have to deploy company portal app, uh, the in all the devices. Okay. And yeah,
I
there's
was,
a hand raised.
yeah, I was going to ask you. I see 3 screens here.
Three screens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a password, reset password?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's my other screen. Thank God my $1 million transactions are not showing there on that screen.
Oh, big
So
time.
I'll stop sharing, and thank you for letting me know. And I'll share the correct screen here, which is, oh, this is my screen too? How come? Okay. Anyway, it used to be my screen one, but I'll switch that.
Can
Okay,
you?
guys. So yeah, you're saying
I was going to say, can you share this with us? Because that
the
way, this
with
PDF.
slide?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is always available. Yeah, I've started upgrade of.
Yeah.
I have been
Yeah. I
uploading
was going
it
to say, you forgot.
all in IT Prof courses, right? The LMS.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, sure. I'll upload that right away, and I'll upload here as well. So if I don't upload there in IT
Put it
Prof
in a
courses,
Google Cloud.
LMS,
Put it in a
yeah,
Google Cloud. One
uh,
OneDrive.
yeah, yeah. Right now, it's just uploaded right now here, but definitely
Mhm.
I'll go for that other thing that I always
Sounds
used to
good.
do, and that was actually
Sounds good.
uh, it is good. So yeah, here I have been updating the whole course, but lately, maybe a few weeks, I have been not updating here. So I'll be updating in the LMS all the previous slides and the videos.
Mhm.
So okay, so that was, you know, that was one. Okay, so let us go ahead. Let us. And yeah, we were talking about the power of Intune, and I think I have to edit the video because I was showing the wrong screen. Or so we talked about this Microsoft Intune management and MDM, MAM. What is that? And then the rivals of MDM. Intune, Microsoft Intune, they're all mobile device management providers, and MAM, mobile application management providers. Then there were some key features we were talking about: manage users and devices, and it also goes for Linux, Ubuntu desktop for now, but no other brand. And then uh, uh, does Intune support Linux? So yeah, there's the link. We talked about that last time, so I'm just flying by now. Here, Intune simplifies app management. Yes, we're gonna learn that how to deploy MS Office, and then how to deploy. It goes tougher after that. How to deploy then Google Chrome, Adobe Acrobat. Oh, okay, guys, everyone, please mute. I'm hearing sounds. So, um, okay, so here automates policy deployment. Any policy you want to deploy. Actually, there's a long list of policies, and today we're going to be going through that. Use a self-service feature, especially company portal app. So this is the heart of the, on the client side. If you want to handle, suppose there are 10,000 devices, and you want to, excuse me, you want to handle, you want to give them some kind of dashboard where you deploy, publish apps, and the clients can see, right? So company portal app needs to be deployed to the client machines, and we can automate even that from Intune. So this app should be there in the iPhone, Android devices, tablets, and Windows laptops. The company portal app should be there because that's a client-side dashboard and app. This also pulls requests from Intune. Hey Intune, you have any policy for me today? So it simply pulls the or it communicates from the on behalf of the client device to Intune Cloud. ONK. So if we go further down, then we were talking about end user experience with Intune BYOD. Bring your own device. So BYOL, bring your own lunch and don't peek at mine. And BYOD is bring your own device. I think I said that joke last class also. Yeah. Joke repeating is not allowed. Okay, it's not funny. I'm just kidding. So here, App Store, if you're going for iOS devices, so you have to download company portal app there, and then log in from that. As soon as you log in from the company portal app, then and it has to be user Azure Active Directory account, right? From where you logged in, and then the security policies kick in as soon as you log in to company portal app. So you get a cell phone, and then you install company portal app, and then you log in from that app with Azure Active Directory account that was given to you, and all the security policies and apps kick in. Simple process. So in Android devices, you go for Play Store. In iOS, you go for App Store, but you do the same thing. I hope everyone has purchased one old iPhone and one old Android. Thank you very much. And please do send some to me as well. Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead. We just talked about that last time. Integrates with mobile threat defense. Microsoft Defender, that's the cool dude here. That's a cool security dude in town, right? So it has long list of security tools and apps and monitoring dashboards, and majority of them are automated. So automated security is there, but you still have to keep an eye on a lot of areas of security, right? So Microsoft Defender for endpoint is integrated with Intune, Microsoft Intune. So Microsoft Intune does what? Deploys apps and deploys configurations across thousands of devices, manages them, and Defender secures all those devices. So Intune does deployment, Defender does securing of thousands of devices, right? So it's pretty mega. I think there should be another separate certification just on Microsoft Defender. It has so many features. ONK.
Uh,
Yeah.
Shabbat.
Hmm.
Well, how I don't have any concept about Intune. It's just it's a software to
So it's yeah, you missed the previous class. Uh, so you should watch the video, but the concept is that from cloud, you can manage thousands of devices of the company. So that's Windows laptops, and iPhones, tablets, Android devices. So you want to see them, you want to push some security policies from a central dashboard, you want to push MS Office to all of them. So you can do all that from Microsoft Intune. So it's remote management and remote deployment, remote monitoring of thousands of devices from cloud. So that's Intune,
So
right?
it's basically monitoring your devices or deployment from any
Both,
device.
both. It has a huge amount of features, and that's what we're about to explore in this course. But deployment, management, monitoring, inventory, remotely, what you want to do with those devices. Obviously, the company wants to keep an eye on their devices from which the clients are logging in. So Intune provides that eye to the company to all the devices.
So it's a dashboard for the company. In
Yes,
short.
for all thousands of devices.
Okay. So this is only accessible for a global administrator or anybody or user administrator.
Global administrator or whoever's the Intune administrator, both.
Oh, okay.
All right. So yeah, but do please watch the previous video. But previous video just got fixed today, and yeah, so please watch that as well after the class, and then come back. Throughout the week, it was so crazy. I kept forgetting that I was supposed to hand over the video, and in the morning when I started the class, then I thought that okay, why don't I just put it there, and it will be fixed as I'll fix it. So okay. Guys, now let's carry on. So this is just a previous class brief info. And yes, if there are any questions, let me know. But this is just introduction. Today we're following up with the lab. So if you go ahead, it integrates, the security integrates with deployment, management, monitoring. We can say deployment, management, monitoring integrates with security, right? Then I showed you, this is in my cell phone. You can see picture here as well. This guy I know, right? Okay, so I have deployed Microsoft Defender. And you can also deploy actually Microsoft Defender if you have the license for that. Deploying, yes, you can just go to the App Store in iPhone or Android Play Store, look for Microsoft Defender. It is there, right? But when you deploy it, you have to log in from Azure Active Directory. So what it does is that it simply keeps an eye on what links you have clicked. Are those links secure? It scans on the links in the cell phone. Recently, what happened is one of actually not one, our CEO, she went for vacation and she clicked a link thinking it was legit and it was actually a hacker. So hacker tried to log into her cell phone and laptop, but we just disabled her account right away, and we were getting those monitoring and alerts that somebody's trying to actually access the device. So that was pretty threatening. So then we deployed through Intune some more policies there, more stricter policies on our phone, and so we're still working on that security. Okay, so but this can be deployed through Intune as well. But it is a security feature from Defender. Use web-based admin center. That's what we're going to do. We're going to log in from our Office 365, Microsoft 365 services, and we're going to be managing just like Exchange Online. By the way, there's a Exchange Online job that I forgot to share that. So I will be sharing that Exchange Online job. And pretty strange thing is that it's kind of a regular Exchange Online settings that looks like from the job description, but they're offering high salary for that. So uh, initially I thought it was a scam, but so many other recruiters contacted me. Oh, you have Exchange Online experience, please apply for that. Then I checked LinkedIn, then I checked Indeed, and it was there. So I think it's legit. Then I realized it was from RBC bank. They wanted a exchange online admin. So still, I think it's just exchange online. Then it's not that very big deal. So maybe you should apply to that too. Anyway, let's go ahead. Advanced endpoint management and security. Yeah, so we're gonna go through policies, and you're gonna see so many policies of Intune that are there. And what policies are there? We should have kind of in-depth review on that. Not kind of. We will go in depth and one by one. Or this is the policies would be a very long list. So the critical ones we're gonna at least cover. And including remote help, endpoint privilege management. Does the end user gets local administrative privileges on the device or power user privilege, etc.? So in our company through Intune, we have removed that there will be no local admin in our devices. Local admin is for us, the administrators, that if something goes wrong, user cannot log in, so we can log in from local admin account to that laptop and configure it. So the new security precaution. Well, the hacker can also do that, right? So, new security precaution is that remove even the local admin. Now, there is no way a hacker can also log in, but there's no way we can also log in. So, troubleshooting, it should be a cloud account, not a local OS admin account. Just a cloud account can also log in and keep changing the password of that cloud account. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead now. Yeah.
Domain account.
Well, yeah, it's a local OS account, but yes,
Yeah,
Azure Active Directory domain account that you should be logging in from, and remove the local admin account. But majority
that's
of the
right.
companies still have, even banks are still having local. So if I go here, manage, I hope it's showing here. File Explorer, Manage BitLocker, Device
Computer
Manager,
management.
Manage User, oh, not certificates, Computer Management, exactly.
Computer management. Yeah.
Computer
Users and groups.
management. Yeah, users and group would be better. Yeah. Computer management is not. Oh, maybe it's here.
LUS.
Ah, okay. Users.
Computer
Just let's
management.
go. Let's go to just users. Oh, really? Windows 11? Welcome to Windows 11.
Computer.
Ah, yeah. Okay. I'll just open the VMware workstation and you know, well, I'll just put it on, and later when it starts, then I'll just show that what I mean. But that is removed from Intune. How is it removed from Intune? We're gonna that it's gonna ask for local admin here, and sometimes I'm having issues with that. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to show you, but which local admin I mean. But yes, let's go ahead as soon as the Windows 11 starts. Recommended must visit site for SCCM solution by Microsoft Anup Nair. This guy has been dedicatedly for from many years. I've been checking the most complicated labs of SCCM with this guy, Anup Nayers. So last week I shared that in WhatsApp as well. So this is the slide I also shared already. You can download that. Now, so we understand that, okay, Intune is a big deal, and MDM, mobile device management, is something that we should have in our skill set, right? So we discussed that last time. Then we started actually doing the lab as well. And there we had different requirements. So if I go a bit on that, and then we're going to revisit those because we had started doing that and then time was up. Okay. So what we had to do was, so this is the lab that we're going to start. If there are any questions about Intune, let me know. Otherwise, yeah, that was just an intro, and I gave you a video, so please watch the video as well. And let us go ahead with the lab configuration. Obviously, we have to start with all the nick and corners to configure. Last time I also requested and I gave that link that please download Windows 10 Pro and Windows 10 Enterprise and Windows 11 Enterprise, right? So I put those links in WhatsApp as well. So those who are following the lab, you can just you must have downloaded that Windows 10 and 11. But anyway, these are the links. Please download if you haven't done that. So it's in WhatsApp now. There you go. Just go ahead and click the link and download. Um, and in here as well. Okay, so these two, so let's create a new E5 M365 developer user account trial for 3 months. So those who don't have it, well, hopefully you have it now. Majority of us are already having this account. We will go to Azure AD licenses and add Microsoft Enterprise Mobility. So this is another important thing. You have to add this product here in the licenses, enterprise mobility and security license. We're going to just double check that, and then we're going to go ahead. So I'm just opening the Microsoft 365 developer login thingy. Uh, I always try to check that. Oh, today I'm gonna start creating content. I have so many content creation ideas, and then yeah, the office projects are so overwhelming. Okay.
Shall Shall I?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mine is in the 3 months period.
Uh, hmm. It guys, don't it auto renew? I heard that it auto renews.
I I saw in a little video it said how to uh, reactivate E5. So when I go through that method, it says you have three license available. So should I click that or they start gonna charge me?
Did you put a credit card there?
No.
Okay, then just keep using it. It's gonna auto renew.
Oh, okay. For how many months?
Well, that's very strange, but for now, I think it's they're gonna keep on renewing it until. So Jamin says in the chat, it auto renews. I got 3 months renew. We're not sure when they will stop, but they are auto renewing this. They really need developers to join, so they think we are developers.
Oh,
Yikes! Shh, don't tell them. Okay, so yeah, but this is a developer account and it auto renews, so don't worry about that. O and K. So let's get to, I'm going to go down to admin, and this is where we are supposed to be. In the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, I'm going to go to click Show All, then I'm going to go to Billing and Licenses. And in the licenses, I'm going to go so I already have the Mobility plus Security E5, right? But where did I get it from? Oh yeah, it's try and buy, but I think it's not showing now. Home, if I go home, no, it's not showing. So that was the only thing, but there's a try and buy. If you see that, then just go for that, click that, and then just simply click activate. So it's in the last video. Why am I showing that again? It should be there and
yeah.
refer to the last video. Yeah.
So can you show me the second one? The
Uh,
second Microsoft E5 developer one. You click
this one?
that, the second one.
This one?
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Showed, right?
Licenses.
I think you want to confirm
Yeah.
it's active and free trial till, oh, seriously, 1/1/2024. Extend end date. So it's what, 6 months, not 3 months. Wow, that's amazing. Then we're gonna start creating another one. Hopefully they don't track that. Hey, you already created that. So yeah, otherwise we have to become someone else. Okay, guys. So yeah, there it is. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go down to Endpoint Manager. This is our home now for a few weeks. So I'm gonna click Endpoint Manager here, which is Intune, Intune, Intune. They should put Intune there, but yeah, this name also represents correctly. Uh, guys, please mute. I can hear someone. Or if there's a question. Oh,
Sorry,
there's a hand raised. Yeah.
yeah, I was asking about the licenses.
Hmm.
This is the one we need, the one you are showing right now, or
Yes. So if we go to billing, yeah, it's this one, mobility, enterprise mobility plus security E5.
so I don't
So
see this one, so I can add this, or
yes. So do you see try and buy, try/buy somewhere here?
sorry,
Or
where you
go to your
see?
products. Go to your products. See this? Your products.
Yeah, your products, yeah.
Uh, hey, where's try and buy? I used to go to licenses and there was try and buy because I added everything from there, so it's not showing here anymore. Or they removed it again. Purchase services. We're not gonna purchase, but there was a try/buy here, which is no longer showing. Billing, bill and payments. So if you don't see that try/buy, that's gonna be strange because you have to click that and only that's the way you can go ahead and add this
Okay,
license. Mhm.
okay, all right. Thank you.
Oh, okay, welcome. Uh, okay, so here, we're gonna go down to then, well, first thing, in the slide, I'm just gonna follow up with that because if these are not set up, you won't have Intune set up. Um, so let's create a new E5. Yeah, that's done. And then go to Azure AD and licenses and add Microsoft Enterprise Mobility and Security. This is a must-have. Now, if there are no users created, then create 5 users by the name of user 1, user 2, etc. But when you create a developer license, you have 15 users already created by them. So that is done. Let's also download and install VMware Workstation trial for 30 days, then or Oracle VirtualBox, which is free, right? So I have VMware Workstation, and I have downloaded the last time Windows 10 Pro and Windows 11 Pro. So we're gonna start installing them, but make sure you do not log in at the end of the 2 installations because we're going to start the installation of Windows 10 Pro. When it asks for you want to log in, so we will log in from Intune enabled accounts, right? We're going to log in from Intune enabled accounts. So we're going to start the installation. We're going to leave it where it ends and until we have Intune fully configured on the cloud side, and then we're going to simply log in from that account and then what will happen? So I have given that explanation here. Suppose we finish the installation of Windows 10 or 11, right? So install the Windows for the first time, and when it reaches for credential screen, so first time it's going to ask, okay, login, right? Then log in from the end user account. Are those accounts Intune enabled? So I'm going to show you that what does that mean? But obviously they should have Intune license and E5 license if you have given. So obviously they have Intune license. Since we're talking about that, actually, do they have? So if I go up there to Microsoft Admin Center and go to users and go to active users, in fact, I checked for 2 totally new users. That okay. Anyway, I'll go and check Miriam Graham, I think. I'll click that and licenses and apps, right? And this has to be checked for the user. Enterprise mobility plus security 5, right? This must be checked. While I was here to for whoever gets E5 license has access to 66 applications which are checked. If they're not checked, obviously they don't have. But if I expand that 66 applications here, so you see, and all this, Do you see Intune here anywhere? I'm just gonna go down a bit slow. Defender, yeah, phone system, Intune or Endpoint Manager, anything. Otherwise, we do see already above the mobility license that covers Intune. I'm just checking among 66 if there any terminology related to
Plan
remote
one.
deployment. Uh-huh.
Into
Oh,
Intune
oh,
Plan one.
exactly. Intune Plan 1. Exactly. I'm not sure where it is, but yeah,
You
that.
just missed it.
Okay. Then I was going too fast. Okay. So all products. Oh, under license, Jimin says in the chat. So I found the option. It's in Azure AD licenses. Okay. Bakar, were you able to find it? Oh, Intune Plan 1, this one. Okay.
Not yet.
Okay, so Bakar sees this. Excuse me. Okay, thank you, Sal, for this. And also, I'm going to be revisiting the users to Intune enable them, but yeah, with this as well. But Bakar, you can go down here to enter ID, identity. So
Identity.
yeah,
Okay.
identity,
Yeah.
which used to be Azure Active Directory. They totally changed it now. Um, so and then go to licenses here. So billing, show more. I'm gonna click the show more first,
Show
and
more
then there's billing. Yeah, and there's billing,
billing
licenses,
licenses. Yeah.
and all products, I think. Yeah, and try by. Oh man, thank you, Jamin. So it's here in Azure Active Directory. Now it's called Entra Admin Center instead of I was looking at the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Wow. I mean, try by is here and it's not there. Serious. So yeah, once you go to try/buy, then enterprise mobility plus security, free
Yeah.
trial, click that and that's it. Just go ahead and activate that.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah. That's delicious.
welcome. All right, cool. And thank you, Jamin, for that. And also, yeah, so that's great. And yeah, I was going through admin center, which is ridiculous. So 365 admin center, everything looks the same, but the option is not there. So yeah, they may have their own reasons.
Hey,
Guys, yeah, hmm
Amir,
yeah, yeah,
you had your Windows 10 VM open. You are going to show us computer management.
yeah, sure. Windows 10. Oh, it's
Or
yeah, it's open.
Windows 11.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope this pin is the same which I'm about to put here. Thank God. Come on, come on, come on. All right. Yeah, then I'm gonna just go to computer management or computer management, which it's not typing. So guys, this is where we were talking about local admin, where it is the local admin means this is the operating system Windows 11 and it has a top administrator account and that top administrator account can do anything in this particular machine of Windows 11 only. So if there are 10,000 machines, each machine has its own local Windows administrator account. If you have access to that account, you can do anything in this Windows 11, right? How about if the hacker has access? So hacker can run any scripts from this particular Windows 11, and then if we disable, remove the local administrator account, then hacker also does not have it. And we have to, as an admin, we have to go for other ways. Seriously. Uh, there's something, yeah, it's still loading and it's terribly slow. Okay. Oh, computer management. Should have said terribly slow a bit earlier. Okay, so here it is, and one day, Monday or Sunday, it's gonna show. Like if you do this, sometimes it relieves your frustration. But other than that, it does nothing practically. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So computer management, I'm gonna click that. Come on, man. Ah, click. and I will close something. Oh, I just have millions of apps open. Ah, man, I'm stuck here. Okay, so yeah, it's still thinking. So computer management has users and groups section, and that's where we can remove the administrator or disable the administrator account. Those ladies are still staring, so I'm getting annoyed now. So the screen is not even going away. Okay, cool. Not cool. It has the Teams set up as
Amir,
well.
open up a command prompt.
Well, anything I click is not responding because it's eating up all the RAM here. Can I share my screen? Yeah, Jamin, you can share and we just need to show where's the local admin I was talking to you about.
You can
Thank you.
open it in command prompt. It's lusrngr.msc.
Yeah, but anything I do is taking time. Anything.
Yeah, but maybe if you can get the
So
command
see,
prompt, you have it
this
open there.
blue donut. Yeah. Oh, in my machine, it's it's asking for username password and typing it again, and I have to type actually the company username password. So that's kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, there's a Jamin screen is here now,
There you
and
go.
yeah, Jamin, we can see your screen, and there's that $20,000 you transferred to who? Just kidding. Okay. So yeah, LU.
LUSRMGR. LUSRMGR. So local user manager dot MSC.
LUSR. Mm-hmm.
LUSRMGR.
Yep. Okay.
I'll type it out.
LUSR MGR.
Or just type in computer management.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's the one. Do you have Windows Pro? Yeah, there you go.
And local users and groups. If you go there on the left side, and then you go, yeah, and there it is, a little up. Yes.
On the left, yeah.
And
Groups.
users.
Groups, administrators.
Yeah, there it is. So we disabled
Double
this
click.
administrators. Yeah,
Double click it.
yeah,
There you go.
properties. So there's the administrator account. Okay, so that's what we disabled in our company. Thank you for showing that. Thank you for putting it here. Okay,
That should be it.
thank you. I'll switch back now to my screen.
All right.
Any questions? Anyone else? I think there's a hand raised.
Yeah, sorry, Ami.
Yeah, sure.
Like like bring your own devices. We
Uh-huh.
we don't change their administrator, right? So that one is a little tricky,
No.
right?
So BYOD, what we do is Android has the best way to manage the Office related data and products, apps. It separates it totally in a separate container, Android, and the personal apps and data is in a separate container. Yeah, admin is not touched in bring your own devices. When we come to those Android and iOS labs, then I'm going to show you. But we can do it. We just don't do it. Technically, it is possible, but yeah, it's somebody's personal device, so we have to take care of that. But it's our critical data that somebody is accessing, so we have to be strict on at least that side of their cell phone as administrators. So yeah, it's a fine balance between the two things. Now it decided to open. Okay, local users and groups, right? I'll keep this open and close stuff there, but okay. Now let's go back. We were talking about this. So yeah, so end user, then log in from there. So once you've installed Windows 10 and 11, and you have an Azure Active Directory account that is Intune ready So I showed you one account, and that was not actually Intune ready. So it has Intune plan 1. And I'm going back there. Suppose Miriam is the user from which we're gonna log in the first time in Windows 10, and she's about to be handed over the laptop. Maybe she's a new hire, right? So her account needs to be set up. So what we do is first we install the Windows. When it reaches a credential screen, uh, we do make sure that Miriam or any new hire user account, Active Directory user account, is already added to Intune related security group. Obviously, I'm going to show you the whole step-by-step process. Once she's Intune ready, her account is Intune ready, and Intune ready means lots of stuff, which I'm going to show you. Then we can go back to this. Then this end user must be added to the security groups which are connected to compliance policy and configuration profiles. As soon as the user logs in, then the device registers with Azure AD. And we should start calling it Entra ID, but that's something that's gonna be adjusted in our mind later. But that's how it is. The user the device gets registered to Azure AD. This device automatically gets registered to Intune. And then compliance policy kicks in, then configuration profiles kick in. And these are set lots of settings, computer security related settings that gets configured on your laptop the first time the user logs in to the Windows, right? So we're going to go through in detail with all these.
Yeah.
Okay, there's sounds coming.
I was gonna say, if you want to see that picture I put in
Oh, okay.
WhatsApp,
Yeah.
you'll
What's that?
give them that idea of what we're actually supposed to be talking about, right? Which has the Azure ID account that we're gonna remove.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So there's a picture in WhatsApp that you can
Yeah,
visit.
if you want to put that in the
Yeah.
video,
Oh, okay.
you
Well,
guys
we
will get a better
actually
understanding of
we
what we're
saw
gonna be doing.
we showed that already, right? In the video we showed it by where to go and do, but since you insist, so
It's got more detail. It's got more details
ah oh where okay
when we're
I'm
creating.
dragging this. No, it's an app on my side that's giving issues now. Wow. Okay, things are not working today as I expected. I can't drag it. Seriously. Let me. Oh, now it is. Okay. So guys, this is it, and
Yeah,
this is what we
exactly.
just showed you in the video as well. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do later, obviously. But
And the local
yeah,
user account would be the local AD
yeah,
as
local
well,
AD user
right?
account,
Which is a
exactly.
local admin.
Yeah. So when we are on the topic, obviously we're gonna dig down deep, DDD. So right now is something else we're doing. So, okay. So this device automatically gets registered to Intune, compliance policy kicks in, configuration profile kicks in, endpoint security baseline. So anyway, you get the idea. We're about to do that. Let's do it. Windows 10, 11. We're going to start installation, but do not log into them. Do not log in to them. So I'm going to go back to these steps. We have confirmed mobility. We have confirmed users are there. We have confirmed VMware Workstation is there. We have also now, well, last time I downloaded, I think, both of these. So if not, then you must have downloaded by now. Hopefully, download is faster. Otherwise, keep downloading it and watch what's going on. So I'm going to start the installation of Windows 10 Pro and Windows 11 Enterprise. Actually, they are both Enterprise. Why am I talking here? Pro. Minimum is Pro, but these are Enterprise, even better, right? So Windows 10 and 11 Enterprise, and let's just start installation of these and then go for some more other cloud-related settings. Oh, guys, can you mute? Sal, there's a lot of sound coming. Okay, thank you. Okay, so here, I'm gonna go to the VMware Workstation, and I'm going to install, because this one is already installed. But what I want to show is for a newly hired, how they are joined to domain, how their machines are joined to the domain, and then Intune automatically. So uh, for that, we need to reinstall the whole thing. That's why we don't need already installed. Later, yes, already installed, we can still use them for many other experimentation if you already have that. Otherwise, we're gonna stick to the Intune machine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the installation of Windows 10 and 11 and leave them there. So I'm in the VMware workstation. I'm at home button. If you don't have that home button, then file and new virtual machine you can do from here as well. And let's click create new virtual machine. Next. So here, what we do is we don't give the ISO of Windows 11 now because it has some kind of issues. Oh, connection dropped. Um, guys, anyone can hear me?
Hear you.
Oh, okay. The class is going on. Oh, Bakar said in the WhatsApp chat the connection dropped. The class is going on. You may try to log in again. Okay. So
Sharan bhai,
yeah.
can
Mhm.
you make your screen bigger? Because I cannot see the font there.
For this installation, how can I do that? This is a software. If it was a browser, I could make it bigger, but this is a specific software. You can, you're watching a video, you can do it from your video as well. You can make the screen bigger from your side. But this screen I cannot make bigger. This is some application. So here, guys, ISO, I am not putting that because otherwise it's going to give an error. So I will install the operating system later. Next, and it's Windows 10. I'll go for Windows 10 x64, Windows 10 x64, or if you just see Windows 10, that's also okay. And I'm going to name it dash Intune class dash 30 Sept 2023 and Intune class dash. Okay, next. Yeah, as a habit, I just put 200. Otherwise, 60 is also kind of okay. That's the size of the virtual disk of this virtual machine. That's it. And next. And customize hardware. Do we need more RAM? 2 GB. So there will be a lot of settings there. So customize hardware. Memory is 2 GB. I'll make it 4 GB at least for this machine and the next machine because I have 32 GB here in the laptop. But if you have 8 GB or 16 GB for your laptop, then keep it 2 GB here, right? So I'll click Finito here for the Windows 10 Enterprise. It's just basic options, but I didn't put the ISO there yet. So I'm just going to click Finish. And once the Windows 10 Intune class 30 September is loaded, so I'm going to go for, so I'll close these two guys, these two tabs here. Only this window is there. So I'm going to power this virtual machine on, but I didn't give the path of the ISO yet. So it's gonna ask that it's gonna give me an error now that so they cannot connect to the blah blah blah. So if you see this error, then just click no, and it's not gonna be able to find a ISO because I didn't give it. Now I'm gonna give it because we're avoiding one license error that comes, and that's a bug. So now it has started. It cannot find the operating system. Now I'm gonna give the path of the ISO, right? So I'm gonna go to right click here and go to settings, CD DVD, and I'll make sure that connected and connected power on is selected and use ISO image file. Now I'm gonna give it. So I hope it was downloaded. Downloads. Oh yes, thank God. Oh, they're both client. They say that client, enterprise, but which one is 10? Which one is 11? Ha. Okay. So this means that we will know when we connect. So seriously, why I think I did put the names there, but now I need to know which one is 10, which one is 11. So I'm just gonna go Google it on the other screen and put that full. This is 11. So 22, 62 is 11. Win 11. Okay. So obviously this is 10. 19045 is win 10. Okay, so this is 11. Ah, seriously, why did I select 11? I'm doing 10 because I just named it 10 in the label. Windows 10 I'm selecting, and that's it. And keep the rest okay. I just changed the RAM from 2 GB to 4 GB, and the NAT is there, which means we do need internet connection, obviously, so nothing else changes. So, and these two must be connected. If they are, let's press O and K. Now I have to restart it so it could catch the ISO of Windows 10. I'm going to right click here on top, power, and then restart guest. Okay. And I need to press any key to boot from this. I did not do that because I was showing, so I'm just going to restart again. And then I'm going to click on this screen first so I could grab it and then press any key. I pressed it and it's going ahead. Okay, while this is going ahead, I'm going to start the installation of the other Windows 11 as well. So I'll go create new virtual machine. Next. I'm not giving the path in the start. And next, I will install the operating system later. I'll make sure that it is Windows 11 that is selected. This will all show if you have the latest version of VMware Workstation Pro, right? 16, I think it's 17 now, or 16, 17, both will show that. So
No, 16 doesn't.
16 doesn't? Oh, okay, then it's 17 I
You
have, I
gotta
think.
add it. You gotta add it to VMX file.
Well, you can just, if it's just 10 showing there or just 11 showing there, go for this. Even if it's not showing 11 at all,
No.
you can choose 10 and install 11 as well. It will work. So,
Yeah, but you gotta change the.
well, if you want to change, go ahead with that. But
You gotta.
otherwise, it does work with the basic options as well. Okay. Next, Windows 11. And, oh, seriously, what did I choose here? I will install the operating system later. And then Windows 11 64. I'm changing this. Oh, I need to change the name as well. But it gave me some other option. Okay, so Intune class dash 30 Sept 2023. Next. Okay, only files needed support TPM are encrypted. TPM is Trusted Platform Module. So yeah, it says this guest OS requires an encrypted Trusted Platform Module to operate. Okay, anyone already knows what is TPM used for? Anyone? Hey, this is an exam question as well. Come on. What is TPM? Ever heard of that before? So what does ChatGPT tells you? Okay, anyway, so TPM is, and obviously it's gonna come to you again and again. So let me just quickly explain that. When you have a computer and that computer, so yeah.
If you do your screen like 175, this screen showed very well. So it would be
Copy.
record on this session also.
Okay, so yeah, you were saying this screen? Which screen? So I'm not on the,
talking about the window installation when the screens comes one after another. So if you make it bigger 175, that shows clearly, what you're doing there.
Windows installation.
Yeah. So when you in your recording mode, yeah, like this one. If you increase your
Okay.
size,
Yeah,
yeah,
will do.
or 150 is okay. Yeah, 150,
Okay.
50%.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I was explaining something, so after that, I'll come back here and try to check where to do that. Okay, so here TPM is just when you purchase some hardware, so there is a TPM chip, so trusted platform module, and that is a chip in the motherboard of the hardware, either it's a desktop or a laptop. Now this chip contains the encryption key. So TPM saves the decryption keys. And what's the benefit of that? The benefit is that when the disk data is encrypted, so when the disk data is encrypted, right? Um, the encryption key is saved in um, machine hardware. And what's the benefit of that? Machine hardware. Um, And if the data needs to be open, then decryption key is retrieved to open data for the user, right? Retrieved from machine um, machine motherboard chip called TPM. Now, anyone can have a guess at least or an idea why the whole hard disk is encrypted, right? So it is secure now. And whole hard disk needs to be, when it is opened, so it needs to be decrypted. So we can read, the legit user can actually read the data, right? So why the encryption and decryption keys are saved in the motherboard of the hardware? Okay, let me show you the laptop motherboard. So there's a virtual DPM that you're going to be seeing as well. And then you need to know, so this is, okay. This is laptop motherboard. Uh, and there are chipset. There's chipset here. This is a chipset, right? There's a chip here as well, right? Chip. They're all chipping. Okay. So these chips or chip actually contain a lot of data, right? So one of the chip here is TPM chip, right? And now, in order to encrypt the laptop data, the encryption key is saved in the actual hardware. And then we need to open the data to access the data. The decryption key is accessed from here and provided. So yes, why do we need TPM? What's the benefit of all this? Anyone knows? I'll tell you right away. But okay, so there you go. Jamin says, if one take the HDD out and use on another PC to boot the HDD, they need key. Exactly. Yeah. So what happens is that, yes, exactly. If your disk was stolen from the laptop, now this disk is encrypted and the encryption key is not with the disk. The encryption key is with the hardware, right? And laptop hardware. So only if the disk was stolen, so the key to decrypt it is actually in the hardware. So the whole laptop has to be stolen for in order to retrieve the data from the laptop. And good luck with the decryption of the data, because then you need some very expensive paid software. Maybe it takes weeks and years just to decrypt, because the encryption may be very hard to decrypt, or it takes a long time. So it's not worth decrypting it, right? So the thing is that encryption key is not in the disk, it's in the hardware. If only the disk is stolen, thieves do not get access to the data because the decryption key is not in the disk, it's in the hardware, right? For a desktop, for a server, it's more useful because servers, physical servers are much heavier to pick and run away with, desktops as well. So then they just steal the disk, but the disk is encrypted, so again, it's still safe. The data is still safe. The most important thing is the data, right? Okay, so that's TPM, and I'm gonna go back here. So it's just saying that the guest OS requires an encrypted trusted platform module to operate. Okay. Guys, can I don't know how to make the screen bigger, but guys, from your side, when you're watching this video, are you able to use some magnifying glass option there? So from your side, the screen is bigger?
Yeah, our screen is, we can make it bigger, but in the video recording mode, you know, you could also make it bigger. So we, in the later, if you want to see what is, we can see it.
I'm not sure where to do that,
On the top,
but
in the middle of the top, it says plus minus. Our screen is showing it.
well, yeah, it's your screen showing, not the host screen. So that's a benefit that those who are seeing and need to see it bigger. So you can do it from your side, not the host. I have the
Or
environment. The whole environment cannot be bigger.
no, so if you can do control plus plus.
Sarji, that is used for Microsoft Word. This is application. This is not a picture. This is a actual application window. I cannot make it bigger, right? It's fixed by the software. Okay. So please make it on your side. When I'm on slide or browser, then I will make it bigger, obviously. Okay, guys. So here, this guest OS requires an encrypted trusted platform module to operate. So we need to select this option. Okay. So all your files will be encrypted using password you must set. This password is stored in the system's credential manager. Keep a copy of the password in a safe place. You cannot start this VM without it. Ouch. Okay. Choose encryption type. Only the files needed to support TPM are encrypted. The outside file or all the files VMDK, VMFX. Well, it's if I just go for this, we need to put a password. So for Windows 11, there are new requirements. Maybe you don't see that, so go ahead. If you see that, you have to generate a password. I'll go for a class password here. Small ABC, capital ABC, shape 123 without shape 123. So I could remember it. Small ABC, capital ABC, shape 123 without shape 123. And a password on this machine in credential manager. Okay, yeah, because I need to start this. I had to put the password. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So Windows 11 requires password to be there, which is a very good thing. Security. Next. Mhm. Okay. As a habit, I'm going to put 200 GB, but it's thin provisioning, so it's not going to occupy 200 GB on your physical disk. It's going to expand up to 200 GB. Right now, it's going to occupy whatever the operating system takes space, and it's going to be like 12 GB or 13 GB. Okay, so that done. Next, and I'm going to go for customize hardware. And here 4 GB is already there, but I'm going to go to CD DVD because I need to give ISO of Windows 11 now. Browse, and there is Windows 11. 22621 is Windows 11. Double click that, close. Those who are done installation or start installation and will be done, please do not log into that. Please do not. Otherwise, yeah, you have to redo the whole installation from the start. The main point is that we're going to put the credentials of an Intune ready user. Okay, so I'm just going to click close here, click finito, and I'll power it on. I did not. Oh, I did give the ISO. Sorry, edit virtual machine. Why did I give the ISO now? Use physical drive. Press OK. I'm just moving it back to no ISO because then otherwise it will give a license bug error. Press OK here, and I'm going to start it first without the ISO, right? I'm going to start it first without the ISO. Power on, OK. Click no if this pops up. It's not going to find ISO because I didn't give it. Now I'm going to give it. So I'm going to go back to right click, just like the previous one, settings, and ISO now. And I need to make sure connected is clicked, connect at power on is clicked, use ISO image is selected and browse, and then I go back to downloads, and this has been 11.22.621. Double click that, press O and K. Now I'm going to restart it, and hopefully it doesn't give error. Restart guest, you have to click the screen to select something. Okay, selected. Screen selected. And now it's, so I'm going to visit the Windows 10 where it is. So because I need to, okay, there you go. So it's in, okay, wow, capture screen, manage. Oh, that's VM, view. Full screen, auto size, auto guest, center guest, customize, stretch guest, pre-stretch, console view. You need full screen. Suppose I go for full screen. No, still no size change. Okay, so I'm just going to click next here. Install now. Oh, I should have changed the time zone, but we can do it later as well. So just finish that, doing the installation. I'll just leave it where it starts and takes time. I accept the license terms. Next, right? We're not upgrading it. We're going custom, install, Windows only, advanced. So select that, and then we're not making any partitions here. So select that, and now it's gonna start the installation of Windows 10. Same way, I'm gonna go for Windows E, La, and 1. Here also, okay, I'm not gonna go for time and currency in format because I didn't do that for that as well. So I'll later fix it. Click next. Install now. Guys, everyone mute. I can hear you. So just leave it also. We'll leave it also at the longer installation when it starts. So accept the license agreement. Next, custom, and no partitions. That's it. So both are going to, now after that, wherever it stops, we're not going to touch it until our Intune environment is fully configured, right? All right. So we'll leave it at this, and I'm going to minimize this VMware workstation. And yeah, some discussion on TPM. Put it in the slide. This is the slide. This was endpoint enrollment with Intune. So have the following configurations in place before. Okay, yeah, we're gonna follow all that. So that was a discussion of TPM. I'll just add it in this area. Come on, give me design. Just okay. All right. So now this is the installation is going on. So as per our plan here, Intune Lab, so two Windows 10 joined to Azure AD in cloud, Azure Active Directory on internet only, two Windows 10. So two Windows OSs, 10, 11. Join to Azure Active Directory, no, we don't need that. Intro of the whole endpoint page. Okay, so here, two Windows 10, 11 installed and asking for credentials. Leave it there. We must leave it there. We must leave it there. Okay. Okay. So now, let's go for the Intune configurations, right? I'm going to go ahead and start typing, go for the next one, endpoint device initial enrollment with Intune. So what we have done till now, in terms of diagram here is, so there is client side configuration, client side configuration. And then there is server side configuration. So not server, we can say cloud side configurations. Now, client side configurations are kind of just this. So one is, are the users Intune ready? Now, do not use this term in interview or in the projects, but it's
Sharad,
just for explain. Yeah, you were saying?
uh, c- can you transfer the
I can't hear
software
you.
on my screen? The
Can you what?
software, the downloaded software.
Down
Down.
show?
Yeah, can you can you give it to me on my screen?
It's in the WhatsApp.
It's a link only, right?
Yeah, so go ahead and download that. Click the link and it will start downloading. Right? Okay.
So the
Uh-huh.
those two software installed in the because my whole workstation is in on SSD side.
Uh-huh.
So do I need to install there, or can you get directly copy and paste on my screen if I give you my access?
Oh, copy and paste on your screen?
Yeah.
Master G, what is this? Hey,
So you get
you have to install, download and install. That is it. Figure it out, man. Um, but you have to download. Did you download it? So go to the screen and I put that link already in WhatsApp. Just click the link and download it first. Once it is downloaded, let me know.
okay.
Cool. Okay. So here, so are the users Intune ready? And this is a term that I just made up, Intune ready. And you don't, which means that the users have Intune license, Intune ready. Do they have Intune license? And second thing is, are the OSs registered in Azure AD and Intune, both? Ultimately, another client-side setup is um, is a company portal app downloaded to end user machines. That would be another critical thing. So, and one is, are these Intune registered machines? This is the main word that we really tells us that um, the machines are fully successfully registered to Intune. They are fully secured with Intune pushed policies. So we haven't started working on policies, but I'm saying that on client side, there are some milestones there that needs to be reached, right? So some major settings have to be there already. Okay, are these Intune registered machines compliant with Intune pushed policies? And that's a long list of stuff that needs to be pushed there, right? This is where we can say if they're compliant with the policies, now we're ready for apps. So that's an extra thing, but these milestones have to be reached first, right?
Can I have a
Yeah,
question? When I was
yeah,
trying
sure.
to download, it says LTSC version? What is LTSC?
It's a long-term something something. It's just a version where if it is downloaded, then the Microsoft maintains the updates for longer term. So it's something that we can download, and it's gonna try. If you have license, then Microsoft will keep it updated for a long time. So that's it. I mean, you can just go ahead and download.
So which side I have to download? Is one is the plain one and one is with the this feature.
In one,
Not that one, right?
not
LTSC.
that one. Okay. So here, cloud side configurations. Now that's a lot of stuff that we need to do. We're kind of ready for, obviously, Intune ready. Actually, again, did we do that? This particular thing, are the users. So this is kind of going to be ready now. Are the OS registered with Intune? No, they're being deployed right now. So nothing is ready other than we can confirm this one right now. The others are getting ready, or we're going to reach that later. But this we can do right now. We can check right now. Are the users in tune ready? So in the slide, I think last time I put the two usernames there as well. I'm just going to go ahead a little. And yeah, Megan and Nestor. These are the two username. Jamin says joining Azure AD means device will show. Okay. The question is, Jamin says joining Azure AD means device will show in Intune, or we have to join Intune as well. Oh, it's gonna automatically show in Azure Active Directory or Entra ID now, and it will automatically show in Intune as well. So the to answer the question and just to show the places, this user, so actually Megan and Nestor. So this is Megan. Last time we chose this. So if I click Megan, um, in the devices, this is Azure Active Directory. Actually, it's Admin Center. Let me go to actually the Azure Active Directory here, which is Entra ID now, right? And here all users. And if I go to Megan, so I'm saying that what is the criteria that, oh, it is done with Azure and Active Directory. So in Azure Active Directory or Entra ID, you have to go to the user if suppose it is all successful. And in the devices here, the device should be showing. So this means that, okay, it's Azure Active Directory registered or Entra ID registered, or and then you have to go here to Endpoint Manager, which is Intune. I'm showing you where we are going to expect the device to be there. So in the devices in Intune and in Windows, in the Windows devices. So devices, Windows devices, it should be showing here. And it should be showing green here under this. That would be our criteria of, okay, now we are good, right? You're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this user here, which is two users, are they Intune ready? So we decided in last class that we're going to go for Megan and Nestor to be our test user accounts for Intune. So what tells us that they are Intune ready? Let's check it out. So we're in the Entra ID or Azure Active Directory. Wow, it's so strange to say Entra ID. Last 1.5 decade, I've been calling, and millions of people have been calling it Active Directory or Azure Active Directory. Now it's Entra ID. Wow, what a big change. Okay, anyway, so Megan Bowen, if I click that user and go to licenses and apps, uh, guys, make sure, last time I think I did not do that. Make sure this is checked. Enterprise Mobility plus Security E5. I'm going for Megan Bauer. So obviously you all have developer account. So you would have this user already, or suppose you have your own user, just make sure this is checked. And we already know that in the E365, we have uh, Intune plan 1 already checked, but this should be checked as well, because then you can add, yes, check it. Yeah, we have to check it. So Jimin says in the chat, it won't join if we didn't check that. Yes, then Intune features, all the features will not be available. And we need all the Intune features to be available. So check it. But I need to actually dig down deep on this as well, because Intune Plan 1 is there already, right? And if Intune Plan 1 is there, I hope I don't skip it this time. Under the Enter ID, and then, yeah, Intune Plan 1 is there, and it actually says Enterprise Mobility plus Security 5. So if this is checked, and then it also says Microsoft 365 E5 developer without Windows and audio conferencing. So these two are already there. So, and second thing is, in my job, I never had to do this for any user. So, and we clearly see that it's already there. So yes, kind of redundant. Uh, I'm gonna leave it at, okay, you know what? Let's just test it. Although now I'm sure that because I saw the same name there already in E5 license. So let's uncheck it. Let's keep it unchecked, and let's see if it's already going to work. I think it's going to work because I never had to do this for any user in my office as well. And it makes sense that the same name is there already for E5. Suppose you have E3. Yes, then you have to separately load that and check it. Suppose you have E1 and you want Intune as well, then you have to add this and check it. E5 does not need that. Okay, so I came here just to double check. Let's not check it, just to test, and I'm sure everything will work fine. So I'll just keep it save changes, although I did not make any change. Um, this is Megan Bowen, and there was a user called Nestor. What? N Nestor, sorry. There it is. And I'm gonna click that user, Nestor. I'm gonna click that, and sorry, licenses, definitely E5 is there, so no worry about that. I'm just gonna check that it's under the thing here for enterprise. Obviously it's checked. I'm just see, I passed by it. Intune Plan 1, and oh, you can see this, it's Intune Plan 1. When I checked it, then it appeared here, sorry. Okay. Intune Plan 1, E65, E5 driver without Windows and audio conferencing. Even if we keep this one clicked, it won't be without Windows and audio conferencing. I think it is Windows 365, but they would have mentioned it then that it is Windows 365, which is a new thing in Azure. But um for this, I will tell you one more thing that we faced, and that is uh, good to know. We purchased some laptops, and those laptops had uh, Windows Home Edition, right? Windows Home. And obviously, Windows Home will not work in Office. So we purchased those laptops in a hurry, and we uh, did not realize that. So we purchased the license we purchased the Windows Pro license, Win Pro license, and then we put it to Windows Home. So purchased Win Pro license, and we put it to Windows Home, and it became Pro, but then also upgraded to Pro, but upgraded to Pro. And when we logged in from E5 user, as soon as you log in from E5 user, uh, Pro upgraded to Enterprise automatically. Upgraded, and Enterprise features you need for Intune. to enterprise. This is very crucial. Enterprise license automatically, right? So just the E5 license user logs in and it automatically upgrades Pro Windows Pro to Enterprise. Enterprise has much more features for Intune, right? So this is very important. And so this is something that we would need. So when it says without Windows, that may not be uh, like a good option because we need all kind of support for Intune for Windows, right? So this is I'm just putting here as an extra experience that we had to go through, and I had to investigate a lot, and then we implemented that. So the thing is, I'm backtracking again now, because if I go up there, right, and if I select that, right, and if I go down here now, so there were two Intune plan ones, right? It's gonna show only Intune, both two Intune plan ones will show only when I select it. Enterprise Mobility plus Security 5. So Microsoft 365, otherwise it was with this, without Windows and developer, but with Enterprise Mobility, it will show Windows features as well, or extra Windows features. So we need every feature right now. So sorry again. Um, I think we have a template. I will have to check my environment that I was not able to, I didn't have to do it for all the users, but somehow it was checked already by default for me, that enterprise utility, mobility. Did I say utility? So yeah, this. So when I select that, then it only appears. If I don't select it, it does not appear. So I'm going to go back to this Megan user. I'm going to still select that. Sorry for backtracking again. Okay, done. Save changes. I'm gonna go back to Megan just to make them Intune ready. And licenses and apps, I'll just simply click that. Okay, we have enough. Save changes. And I'm gonna check my environment that I think it was already clicked for every user as a template. That's why I didn't have to do that. Now the junior admin does that, so I'll ask him. Okay, but when he joined, I showed him everything, so I didn't show him that. Hey, click that as well. So it must be in the template. Okay.
Can
Yeah.
we give it to everybody? All the users have the same.
Yes. If we have that many licenses, yes. We have 250 showing there. So if the users are 5,000, then we'll have to contact Microsoft.
Want to sit in your chair?
Okay,
So
guys.
do we give it to
Yeah.
the individually or from one command line?
Yeah, we can give it to everyone with one command line as well. Actually, it's PowerShell. But otherwise, you can create a template, user template, and then select what you want. And then all the new users will be connecting their, they will have these options selected already.
So what would be the command line?
Oh,
The command.
then, well, I haven't, I didn't have to use command line, so I will have to search. It's a Google search away or Chat GPT search away. How to create actually, it's going to be how to create a user template from command line or from here, click as well. So yeah, search and maybe share with us as well. Thank you. Okay, so here, now I'm gonna I have that simplified page here just to show you. So yes, this is done. Are the users Intune ready? Do they have Intune license? So yes, they do. That's done, but others are still on their way. Client side configurations, these are the milestones. First milestone checked, client side. But now on the server side, that's where things get interesting because though if the whole environment of Intune is not ready, then um, obviously when the user logs in, it will not automatically register to Azure. It will not automatically register to Intune, and it will not kick in all the security policies. And we want everything to be ready on the cloud side before we log in from that user, right? So what do we need to do on the cloud side configurations? Yes, the first thing we did was that add license for enterprise mobility. Okay, done. Now, second thing, it's the policies, right? So what policies? Let me go there and show. Create an Intune security group. Last time we did that. So I'm going to go there and show you that we have created a security group here. This is very important. Why? This security group will be added to all the policies. What does that mean? So let me show you about that. Security group being added to the policy. Security group being added to the policy. So that's the question, right? What's the answer? Answer is we will have um, compliance policy, compliance policy, um, and configuration profiles, and then endpoint security baselines. Now, these are all set of long list of configurations, like firewall should be checked, firewall should be on, antivirus should be installed, uh, BitLocker should be enabled, and there's a long list of other settings that these three types of policies will implement, right? So on whom to implement this? So security group will be, it will ask that, give me a security group. Security group, it will have users in it, right? Security groups will have users in it. So you have to create a security group, attach it to the compliance policy, or attach it to the configuration profiles, and attach it to the endpoint security baseline. You have to have some kind of security group and add the users to it. So what will happen is that the compliance policy and configuration profiles and endpoint security policies, if it needs to be implemented on the users, those users have to be added to the security group first, right? So security group, we will be attaching this when we come up with a compliance policy, we're going to attach a security group to it. And when we come up with a configuration profile, we're going to attach a security group to it. Endpoint security baseline, we're going to attach a security group to it. So that security group we are creating now, and we're going to be adding those two Intune ready users to this security group. Then we're going to go to first compliance policy. We're going to explore the whole thing. Once it is created, we're going to add that security group. So the two users will be added there. And when they log in from the laptop the first time, this policy and all its settings of firewall should be on, antivirus should be there. It's gonna check each and everything in the environment, whatever is set up here. So it will check for those two users, because those two users will be added to this security group that we're about to create. Actually, it is created last class. I'm gonna show you where it is. So yeah, security group being added to the policy, that's the way things work. Okay, one more thing about that. You cannot add the red thing is we cannot attach a user to a policy. Uh, we can only attach a group to a policy. So that's why security group becomes very, very important, right? So that's the point here. I'll just put it here and there and in the slide. And yeah, just guys, hopefully I remember, but please remind me to upload all the previous slides and this to the LMS, and so you will find everything there. I got really crazy after some projects started. I couldn't find time and couldn't remember. So uh, so I'm just gonna add this
The
here.
age.
Yeah,
Amir,
yeah.
it's the age.
Yeah, it's age factor as well. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, here and so we were talking about security group. Where is the security group? We created a security group called Intune Windows Devices User Group. But in my company, I created multiple security groups and iOS separate, which is iPhone and tablet, iPads, and then Android separate security group and Windows separate security group, right? In fact, I had to create departmental security groups. So 11 security groups separate, or I think 15. And teams security groups separate. So sometimes you want certain set of peoples only to get policies, but not everyone. So then you create separate security groups, customized security groups for that. Okay, where is this Intune Windows devices user group? I'm going to go back to the environment and as okay, I'm going to go up here, teams and security group, active teams and groups here, and we have seriously Intune Windows. So if I just type Intune, yeah, so Intune Windows devices security group. If I go to Entra ID or Active Directory, used to be Azure Active Directory, try, in the interview or in the projects, if you say Azure Active Directory now, it would be okay. But if you say, hey, we're going to create users in Entra ID, so everyone will be like, what? And then you will say, hey, this is the new name for Azure Active Directory. So you will look cool, right? Yeah, but it's the new name. I mean, it's the new reality. It's Entra ID now. So let's get used to it. But I'm still saying every time Azure Active Directory because we just had that change. Okay, so I'm just going to go back here and in the users, this is users, this is groups, right? I'm going to go to the users and all groups. When I say all groups, then there it is. Intune Windows Devices User Group. How did I create that? In the last class, you can refer to the last class video, but I went to new group up there and then I kept it security. I gave the name, added myself as the owner and two users that I showed you, Megan and Nestor. So I added those two users here and then created a group, then simply click create, right? So I'm just going to go back and show now the group memberships. I'm going to go inside that group and members. So they are Megan Bowen and Nestor Wilke, right? Wilk or Wilke. Okay. So anyway, these two users. So this means that whichever policy I add this uh, security group, these two users will get those policy. As soon as the user logs in from the Windows the first time, all the policies will kick in because they're part of this security group, and this security group will be added to those, attached to those policies. Okay, so that said, let's go ahead. We have here a security group created and two users added, done, right? Now in auto enroll, that's another policy here. That's another setting here. In auto enroll, add a security group with only those users added which are currently working in the company and are Intune enabled. Users for MDM and MAM, just select all. Either we can add, where is this policy and what is it for? First of all, let's see that in auto enroll. Oh, what is auto enroll? Strange, right? What is auto enroll? So as the name says, it's gonna automatically automatically enroll. You can see that A is the icon for Intune, but A is also the icon for Azure. So they should change that too, because they changed the that Entra ID or Azure Directory icon, right? Anyway, so I'm in Intune, and where is auto enroll and what is it, right? So I'm gonna go to devices and then I'm going to go to enroll devices, right? Once I go to enroll devices, so there is automatic enrollment, and automatic enrollment is again that process which I showed here, that as soon as the Intune ready user logs in the first time to a Windows 10 or 11 device, then automatically the user should be enrolled to Azure Active Directory, and automatically the user should be enrolled to Intune, right? So that is auto enroll. And if I go back here, so auto enrollment, configure Windows devices to enroll when they join or register with Azure Active Directory. So this is Intune we're in, right? Intune Admin Center. So Intune says, hey, automatically enroll the device to Intune when they enroll to Azure Active Directory. So yes, we have to be here and click this. And last time I clicked all, but in my company, I have clicked this. Why? Because some of the users I don't want this policy implemented on, right? Some of the, right? So here, now anyone knows why would I not want to implement Intune policy on some of the users? Which type of users would be there that I would not want to implement Intune policies? Anyone has a guess? Which type of user I would not want to implement this?
External. Yes.
Guest? Okay. Any others? Yeah, they may or may not be. Yes. And there's another one. Okay. Intune admin Vijay says. Jamin says external. Sal says external. Actually, guests are supposed to be users from outside, and we need to keep even stronger eye on them. So, but there is another thing, another type of account that I may not want Intune policies to be implemented on. What are those types of accounts in Azure Active Directory? Very common. Come on.
Like
Vijay says it.
global?
Uh, no, global admin, me, suppose you as an administrator, definitely all policies should be implemented on me, especially on global admin, especially Intune, all kind of administrators, billing administrator, Intune admin, they are the main attack,
Oh, okay.
targets. So admins especially have to have the policy. There is a special, there are other types of accounts that may have, okay, much lenient policies. Yeah, there you go. Vijay says service accounts. Exactly. So service accounts, they are connected to applications. So some applications cannot go with all kind of strict user policies, and they might actually even break. So service accounts, you have to make sure that what security policies are good and what security policies are actually going to break some of the processes of the application itself. So service accounts and application accounts. We can say service accounts basically. Yeah. Okay. So it's service accounts that, so that's why I went for not all in my company, and I went for some. In fact, here we can just follow that. Yeah. So Jamin says in the chat, can't we exclude service account from setting somewhere? Yes, there are exclusion accounts in every policy as well. So there are security groups. There's an exclude option for security groups as well. In fact, where we haven't started the policy, but exclude option is there. Yes, we can all select all, and then we can exclude those. It's not here. Suppose I go for some and then no group selected. It does not offer excluded groups, but when we go to actual compliance policy, there is an option for excluded groups. So that's one way to restrict policies just to the users and not to the service accounts. That's one way. But here it is saying either we add some groups or all. All means all then. So that's why I had to go for some. So we can just add here as well, some. Last time I clicked all, but at that time I didn't have that in mind that, yeah, service accounts, best practice is not to go for all. There are some accounts that very strict policies of Intune could cause issues instead of fixing something. right? So I'm going to go for some, but yes, I'm going to show you that excluded group anyway when we are configuring the policies. So some here, and we go to no groups. So that's a change from last class. Instead of all, we're going for some as a best practice. Here in the lab, yeah, I can still go for all. We don't have any service accounts, but just following best practice now. So Intune Windows, we know there are 2 users here. In your environment, that would be pretty much all the company users, including CEO, including all of this. Guys, I asked you a question. There's one more addition to that. So let me just type that question now here. Which type of user accounts should not be added to general end user policies, Intune policies? You said, yeah, we ended up saying that service accounts. There is another type of users that we need to keep the policies lenient on. Anyone knows? Quick. Other than service accounts, there's another type of users that we cannot put end users strict Intune policies, security policies. There is another type of users. Anyone knows? Quick. And we, in our company, I did not put strict end user policies to those specific type of users as well. Anyone knows which are those specific type of users among the company users?
Azure
So they're,
administrator.
sorry?
Azure administrator.
No, all administrators should be having strict policies. But there are those type of users, if we put policies on them, their work will be disturbed. Which type? Executives? No. Developers, exactly. Testers, yes, as well. Testers and developers. So executives and senior management, especially on those accounts, administrators, especially on those accounts, we must have the policies. But the other type is the developers, testers. Because you put strict policies on them, they won't be able to do their work. There's Visual Studio, they are installing some more apps there, and your strict policies could actually disrupt their work.
And they have ASLs, ACLs, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So the thing is, they have their secured environment, and we can push Intune policies or lenient or less strict Intune policies on them. We can also say we can push lenient, less strict policies of what? Yeah, Intune policies, and you have to then go dig down deep into policies that you will ask the environment. So suppose there's Visual Studio here, there's many other applications there that are there, Visual C, Visual Java, they're working on. So what kind of policies actually breaks it? Now that's a lot of testing that you have to do then, but majority of the policies may not really, so ACL is access control list. So who can access, who cannot, but that mainly on the routers and switches. Managed switches. Okay. So, yep. So developers, testers, it's kind of tough to do that. Okay, Radha says DevOps admin. DevOps is mainly on, I mean, the application we use it in the cloud. So if it's a downloadable application and some of the policies breaks it, then we cannot implement end user strict policies. But DevOps is basically, we use Azure DevOps and it's all in the browser. So yes, it's okay to put the end user strict policies on machines for those who are using DevOps. So admin also, any kind of admin account should be having strict policies as well. Unless it breaks something, then we have to go lenient on that too. So the point is, the policies should not break any critical company processes, right? Okay, we can push lenient. Okay, lenient. Less strict Intune policies on the above type of accounts. Service accounts, I have yet to start that thing on, hey, which policy should be implemented. Otherwise, we are, uh, very careful about that. It does, because applications might stop working and thousands of users might stop connecting, or they will be affected, and it will be a big issue for us. But we keep an eye on that. There are some service account securities as well, Microsoft recommended securities as well. So yeah, this is another type that needs to be avoided. We were talking about auto enrolls. I'm just going to go back to auto enroll here, where we're just adding this particular security group. This means only these two users will get all the policies, and we can add anytime all the other end users as well. But we have two Windows accounts, and we have two users who will log in, and those Windows accounts will be permanently registered to those two users, right? The two Windows accounts that I have right now, they will be permanently registered to those two users. So that is in the VMware workstation, right? I think they're ready. What happened? Oh yeah, they're ready. So we're going to be careful with 10 and 11, and we are not ready with the Intune policies. Okay, so yeah, Jamin says in the chat, will this policy will these policies travel with the users if they change their device? Yes, the policies are attached to the users. So if they log into another device, yes, the policies will be implemented on them. So they do travel with the users. But then there are another way to implement those policies, and those are device-based policies. So, but I have, in my environment, we have gone to user-based policies. Otherwise, some administrators go for device-based policies as well. So whoever logs into that particular device will get that policy. That is also a good approach, but sometimes users change devices. So yeah, we hunt the users down then. The policies go with them. Okay, so add license for enterprise mobility, that was done. Then create a security group to be added to Intune policies. Done. And then there is also auto enroll. Add this security group to auto enroll. This is a must, obviously. And okay, auto enroll. If I go back here, so yeah, we're going to leave the windows there, and we're going to go for the rest. So this is auto enroll done. Select all again. Added only the security group as vendor best practice. Okay. In Intune, create an autopilot deployment profiles and add the security group there as well. Okay, autopilot deployment profile. What is that? So autopilot deployment profile, if we go there, it's on the same page. Here. So this is, we have added a group here, right? And this is for MDM user scope, mobile device management. You want to deploy anything on the device, you want to make any changes to the device, so you can do that on thousands of devices from Intune. But then there is MAM user scope. So mobile application management. Obviously, you want to deploy MS Office, you want to deploy uh, Google Chrome, Adobe Reader, WinZip, or other third-party applications. So yes, we need to add this security group for those users as well. Suppose we have added MS Office already, Google Chrome already here for MAM policies or applications. This is apps area, right? Here we add. Suppose we have added that. So when the first time the new hire user logs in to these, suppose they log in, right? So not only that, the security configurations and policies kick in, all the settings kick in, they get implemented. Then applications automatically start getting installing as well. And all of a sudden, well, after some time, users start seeing, oh, MS Office is here. Oh, that is there. Oh, there's so everything is automated, right? So that's pretty cool. So yes, the users have to be added for that, otherwise it won't happen. So I'm just going to go to some and then add the same security group here as well. All right, and we have to then save. Okay, let's save it, save it, save it, save it. And if I go back here, so I was here, automatic enrollment, right? And I saved it, added the group. Then I click the same option here, and there is deployment profile, Windows Autopilot deployment profile. Autopilot basically is a feature to automate the process of onboarding, right? So a new user just joined, the company, right? So the onboarding process, user joined company, then a user joined a company. So user has to be onboarded, and the onboarding process includes laptop configurations according to company compliance policies and security policies, and app deployment, what apps are needed. Also printer configurations. Actually, this needs to be done in my company, but the shop printer is not very, the shop printer drivers are not very Intune friendly. And so I was not able to do that within a given time. So we thought that, okay, let's do it some other time. But printer configuration should be there. Laptop configurations, all apps should be deployed. So this is onboarding. Users should have everything to start the work, obviously, right? So that is how about, so either you do it one by one or you autopilot that whole thing. So the whole process of autopilot is all about that whatever the user wants for when the user is being onboarded, it should be there for the user. So either you click, install it, or automatically deploy the whole thing, right? So that's autopilot process. So there's a deployment profile here as well. So we're gonna click that. And I have created that configuration here, but I'll show you. So all we need to do is create profile, but I'm going to show you the ready-made one and go for properties. Okay. I'm not gonna, I'll just click create profile just to show again. So it's Windows PC here, and it goes like that. At the end, I will cancel it, right? So you give a name here like autopilot 1, because I already have an autopilot there. And next, I just wanted to show you the whole process. Deployment mode, user driven, join to Azure AD as Azure AD join. And then software license, I don't want to show the software license during the installation. Hide. Privacy settings, I don't want to show the privacy settings, so hide it. Hide change account options. So you want to change account, this is hidden, but sometimes we need it. Suppose the user wants to log in from another account. So it is good to show it. User account type, but this is good for security that only one user then logs in. Other user will not be able to log in because the other option is not shown. So I'm clicking show here. So that's what I did in the previous one. So I'm going to cancel at the end of it. User account type should not be administrator, obviously. User should be standard. Standard user cannot install any apps, cannot change any network settings or any other PC settings other than the basic ones. So obviously the user should not be administrator. Allow pre-provision deployment. No. So pre-provision deployment is enable pressing Windows key 5 times to run OOB without user authentication. So it says that suppose the user thinks, oh, the whole Windows installation is not good. I don't like it. I want to deploy the whole Windows again myself without asking desktop support guy. So if you press yes, the end user can also deploy the whole Windows him or herself. Otherwise, no, it's not what user is supposed to do. This is what the administrators and desktop support guys are supposed to do. So click, it stays no. And the default language is operating system default, which is English, but we changed it to English. And automatically configured keyboard, yes, it's already configured to whatever the time zone is or the language is. Apply device name template. So if you press yes here, then it says that what you want to name for the device. So there's a feature here. They just say that whatever you want to put here, suppose its company name is CEA. So CEA dash, and then it will automatically add numbers here according to this. So right now it can add 4 numbers here. So CEA dash 0001, CEA dash 0002, and 003 and onwards. Suppose there are many devices you're deploying. Or you can go for, instead of 4, you can just change it to 2, and that's it. So CEA01, CEA02, CEA03. So when you type here, you just have to type whatever number you want, add it to whatever the company name you want to put here, right? So I'm going to show you now that configuration, which we have already configured. I'm just going to click no here, but there last week we pressed yes to that, right? And then it's next and yes, then you have to add a group, and there you can have excluded group as well. So this is the feature here. You're going to see that feature in every policy as well. And that's it, next finish, right? So I'm going to click cancel here because we have already created that. And if I click that and show the properties, now you can see that what we have configured here, and I have put the number 2 here. So CEA dash, it will be added to the name of every machine. And then 01 or 00, it could start from that, but it will be 2 digits, right? Suppose it's a small company. It's a large company, go for 4 digits or 5 digits, whatever, right? And included groups is the 2 users, right? So this is what we have configured in terms of autopilot, and it's the installation process. Some of the things that, suppose you're away and it actually had stopped for 1 hour, you came back and, oh, it was stopped on privacy policy. Seriously? I wasted my 1 hour for that, but it's not going to appear because it's on autopilot now, right? During the installation, it's not going to stop at places where and ask for input, but it's going to still stop at Windows Hello because you need to give a PIN, and the user will give that. So yes, that is also configured. So this is auto enrollment, and I'm going to put it here because we're comparing the end user, and so add this security group divided to Intune Plus and group to auto enroll, and auto add this to autopilot. Add this security group to autopilot, right? So it was added to autopilot as well as the security group. Now we have done this one as well. So then the next point is this, but we're gonna continue this after the break. Okay, let's do it after the break. Let's take a break and come back in. So break, so class starts. Starts. 37, 37, 47, 12, 47. Okay, muting and pausing.
Hey, Amir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that MP4 file, it's fixed. You can upload it to YouTube if you want.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Thank you
It's
for
not
that.
an AVI file. It's an MP4 now.
No, like
I just
you
sent it to you.
uploaded it?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
you sent to me?
I just sent it to you.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
no worries.
No, it's not
It
there.
it works. What do you mean?
No, I don't see it on WhatsApp.
Try to add a
So
file. What?
maybe
Give
it's
me 1
still
second.
uploading. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay, sure.
Bye.
No problem.
It's larger than 64 megabytes. It doesn't let me.
Oh, I uploaded a 500.
Come, it's not letting me then. What the heck's going on?
Yep. Okay, let's figure it
Wait,
out.
let me give
And
it a try. I'll let you know.
yeah, sure.
Bye.
Okay. Muting. Resume. Everyone's able to hear me? Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
finish
maybe.
the installation of Windows 10 and 11?
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Is my voice coming? Yeah. Okay. There's a yeah here. There you go. There's a yeah. One yeah detected. Okay. Let's get going. So what we're trying to do here is Intune lab steps to configure the Intune cloud environment. So we have configured the security group. We have configured auto enroll. Then, yeah, this dude here, auto pilot deployment profiles. So I've shown you the options of actual Windows deployment, what Windows we need to avoid and carry on with the deployment.
Your voice is not clear.
Okay. Now, is it okay?
This is good. Can
Yeah.
you finish the installation of Windows 10 and 11? How we set up?
Obviously, but as I said before, we're not going to touch it now until the cloud side environment is fully ready, right? So, okay, guys, so what we were trying to do before was create an Intune security group. We did that. Auto enroll, we configured that. Then we configured autopilot deployment profile. And that autopilot deployment profile was just showing Windows installation options. And those installation options we want to avoid. It should not stop on those Windows installation options. So now let's go for the next step to configure Intune. Go to Azure AD, Entra ID, MDM, MAM, Microsoft Intune enrollment, add a security group there as well. Same as above. This is already done in Intune inside our enroll. So this thing, auto enroll, what we did, you can do the same thing in Azure Active Directory, Entra ID as well in this area, and it's going to show exactly those options which we already configured in Intune. So from Intune, you can configure the same thing, and from Azure AD or Entra ID, you can configure the same options here. Okay, so this is kind of redundant or same, just two areas going to the same place. So we're just going to go ahead. In Azure AD, go to, now the next step is in Azure AD, or sorry, I have to add Entra ID everywhere now. Entra ID, go to dashboard, devices, device settings, change maximum number of devices per user to 5 from 50. So default option is very bad. And that default option is that user can log in from 50 devices. So we can at least put it down to 5. I think it's already done because of some previous settings we were going through Azure AD or Entra ID. And so I'm just going to go there still. Dashboard, devices, device settings. So where's that? I'm going to switch to that. So I'm in Entra Admin Center now. And so I'll go to users, all users, and actually there's devices separately. Yeah, there's devices here, an overview, and all devices, and device settings. So here, users may join devices to Azure AD. Yes, that's okay, but the option is this: maximum number of devices per user. Oh wow, unlimited. Seriously, are you kidding me? So there's a question there by Jamin. Do we do the labs practical here? Local administrator password solution or labs. This is in preview. And yeah, we're gonna. I'll check it after this. So guys, here, if you see 100 or 50 or whatever, just put it down to 5 devices that the user can simultaneously log in from for Office 365 or using this account, Azure AD account. Okay, then other than that, there's a labs here as well, which is local administrator password solutions. So labs is the management of local account passwords on Windows devices. Labs provides a solution to securely manage and retrieve the built-in local admin password. So that's what we were showing at the start of the class, right? Built-in local admin password. So do you want to manage the Windows 10? Suppose you have 10,000 Windows 10s, right? So each Windows 10 has a local administrator account. And that local administrator account's password should keep on changing automatically, or there should be some kind of security on that password, because if hackers get their hands on the Windows 10 local administrator password, user account password, then obviously they can control that particular device, and from there they can launch attacks on the whole network that the device is connected to, right? So with cloud version of Labs, customers can enable enable storing and rotation of local admin passwords for both Azure AD and hybrid Azure joint devices. So this is pretty cool. They're saying that um, instead of the administrator trying to run some script, suppose there are 10,000 Windows 10 devices, right? And you don't want the same password to be there for the local administrator of all 10,000 devices. You want that password to keep changing because hackers, if the password is for 5 years the same, obviously hackers would go for brute force attack or some other type of app or script that they would keep on guessing the local administrator password of 10,000 Windows 10 devices. And one day they will get that password because you never changed it. But how do you change local administrator password of 10,000 devices? So Labs is there that's saying that we will store it, and there will be a rotation of password. Like they will keep on changing their password, and whenever we need that, we can get it. But the hackers, suppose they were nearing to guess the local admin password, but it got rotated again and it got changed again. Now the hacker has to run the application again. That will start guessing the password again until they are nearly guessing it. It will start rotating. So this is the lapse, right? Now, so lapse. Now this is obviously it's already on yes. Enable AD local administrative password solutions labs. It is already on yes, but it is in preview. It's not really. It may not function, properly for now. So that's why we're not able to do that now. But yeah, whenever it's ready for commercial, so preview will be removed. Once this is removed, then yeah, we can test it. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here, and yes, this is done. So this is, even if you keep it to 50, it's just not good. But yeah, technically, it's not a requirement of Intune configurations, but better put it to 5. Okay, now once we are done with everything else, let's go to the Intune policies, because that's where the Intune benefit starts, that you're able to, uh, you know, publish the Intune policies, right? So there is, I just checked it now, and it was week 20. Actually, it's week 19. Save. Okay, yeah. So let's create the first compliance policy. Then we're going to go for configuration profile. Then we're going to go for endpoint security baseline, and it could be longer because we need to understand all that. But yes, there are so many policies in configuration profile that we're going to be checking them later as well. So where is the compliance policy and how does it work really? What is a compliance policy? So if we go for that diagram again, so this is, yeah, I'm just going to create another dia and gram. Where's the laptop? Okay, no, need the complete laptop screenshot. Okay. So let's go there. Now, compliance policy, we already talked about that, that the user would log in and first the user will get registered to the device and get registered to Azure AD. Device gets registered to Azure AD. Now this configuration is done. So whenever the user logs in, yes, the device will get registered to Azure AD, and that is step 1, right? And now second step was that the device should get registered to Intune. So from the dashboard, we have done that configuration as well automatically. Exactly. So this is all automatic. So yeah, I'll just put it here. Automatically, and here as well. Okay, but the third thing is that registration is good. Compliance policy kicks in. Compliance, that's the third stage. Policy kicks in, right? So that is where we're configuring now. So the rest is configured in terms of automated registration, but compliance policy kicks in. We haven't configured that, so we're going to do that now. So where is it? What does it do? And is it really important? Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Now, if we go back to our environment, where is compliance policy? We're going to go to autopilot here. Actually, not Intune here, not autopilot. We're going to go to Intune Admin Center, and we're going to go for devices. So now devices include Windows, iOS, Android, right? Linux, all devices. But we are concerned with, you can see here, down here, policy. Compliance policies, there's conditional access, there's configuration profiles, there's scripts, remediations, group policy, analytics, update rings for Windows 10. You can do all kind of patching. In fact, currently there's a auto patching, patch management project going on in our company. So there's a vendor deployed from outside, and we're together configuring some patch management policies. It seems like very simple, but there are some caveats there. There are some showstoppers there, or some best practices, vendor best practices that we need to implement. So I'll be sharing all that with you as well. Okay, we're going up for first compliance policies. I'm going to click the compliance policies here. And in the compliance policy, we haven't configured anything. Compliance policy, what is it made up of? And then we're going to go for all these options as well. So if I go to create compliance policy or create policy, so there is select platform, and obviously, is it an Android device for which you want to create, or Android AOSP? This is just open source project. Android Enterprise. When we get to Android and iOS, then I'm gonna show you what to select. Then Mac OS if you have Apple laptop. But we're going for Windows 10 and later. So we're going to select that, and that's it. Windows 10 and 11 compliance policy. So it's going to work for both 10 and 11, right? So I'm going to click create, and so this is our CEA compliance policy 1, okay, 01. So what is inside compliance policy? That would be the question. So we're going to click next here, and those who are following, you can also check out. Now you can see that there are lots of things, and this seems like lots of things. When you wait till you see the configuration profiles, it's it's the whole page is full, and then it extends as well, and then it goes down. So anyway, we're going to go for custom compliance policy. So compliance policy will have major most important things. Configuration profile will go deep down into many security settings and other compliance settings of Windows environment and user environment. So configuration profile is the next one, but the compliance policy goes for fewer, more critical ones, right? So custom compliance, actually, you know what? Okay, where? Laptop. I'll just drag one Google here, new tab. Okay, there you go. Intune compliance policy, and device compliance policies in Microsoft Intune. And if we go there, yeah, so that's just for accepted cookies. It's a good read here for compliance policies. So I'm just gonna put that link in the chat as well as here. So we're talking now compliance policy, which type of user's account should, yeah, done. If I go ahead, these are the diagrams from last class, and I'll just go for compliance policies and this. Okay. So the definition for that would be, or the basic notes would be, mobile device management solutions like Intune can help protect organizational data by requiring users and devices to meet some requirements. So all the devices must meet some kind of requirements. In Intune, this feature is called compliance policy. So some company requirements are needed for all the devices. What are those? Compliance policies in Intune define the rules and settings that users and devices must meet to be compliant. So companies would come up with some kind of options that the devices must be compliant to and must have implemented. Include actions that apply to devices that are non-compliant. Actions for non-compliance can alert users to the conditions of non-compliance and safeguard data on non-compliant devices. So if the devices are non-compliant or the above mentioned settings are not implemented, then then what will happen is that what actions you want to take if the company compliance policies were not implemented on the devices. So we're going to also check that if you're non-compliant, we're going to punish you this way, that way, or not punish, like we're going to have to take some remediation steps. What is a remediation step? To fix what is not fixed, right? So that means you want to just take some actions to make the device compliant. So what those actions are, we're going to check that out. Can be combined with conditional access, which can then block users and devices that don't meet the rules. So first, what are the rules of compliance? Second is, if they're non-compliant, what actions to take? Third is, you can also take actions through, or in very strict actions you can take through conditional access policy as well. Now, the example of that, conditional access policy, what we have implemented in our company is very simple and straightforward rule, right? Okay. The simple and straightforward rule in our company is that if the device is not compliant, then, okay, there's a then a user cannot log in to it unless once compliant. So you cannot log into it and the device is blocked. And the device is blocked from accessing Microsoft 365 environment, 365, right? Services. So that's a simple devices. So a CAP, CAP, conditional access policy, implemented in our company. So this is a CAP or conditional access policy that is implemented, and that if the device is non-compliant, simply block the user. So this means the user has to implement latest signatures of antivirus, or if there was no bit locker and device encryption, data encryption, implement that. So whatever was not implemented, otherwise we're not letting you log in. So this is a policy in our company. And whenever there's a device non-compliant, notification goes to the user. User complains to us, hey, I got this notification. And we also check the dashboard. And then we check that what exactly is non-compliant now. We made it compliant, right? That's why the user was logging in. So what changed now? So we investigate that. Okay, let's go ahead. And so can be combined with conditional access policy, and this is very, very effective. That when you put conditional access policy, hopefully, I will check or put down that in a documentation what we have implemented in our company, then we can actually test it here as well. That if the device is non-compliant, will the user be blocked or not, right? So can override the configuration of settings that you also manage through device configuration policies. To learn more about that, so override, why would you want to override? What is override? So override is that whatever rules and settings you implement, we don't want to implement it temporarily, maybe to some devices only. And if they're not implemented, it will not, alert as non-compliant, and then the punishment or user blocking does not happen. So override just means that I'm not implementing policies and don't punish me as well for that. That's override, right? There are two parts of the compliance policies in Intune. Compliance policy settings, that's what we're about to do now. And device compliance policy. Okay, two things that you will see now. Compliance policy settings, tenant-wide settings that are like built-in compliance policy that every device receives. Okay, so we're going to go through those settings, and you're going to see it's pretty common. And yes, they should. You will agree that they should be there. So we're going to implement that. Compliance policy settings set a baseline for how compliance policy works in your Intune environment, including whether devices haven't received any device compliance policies are compliant or non-compliant. So they're saying that some of the settings we're going to implement, and if those settings are not found in a machine, then what do you want to call that machine? You still want to call that compliant, or you want to call that non-compliant? Obviously, if the settings are not implemented, they should be non-compliant, right? Anyway, this is what we can set there. And there is device compliance policy, platform specific rules you configure and deploy to groups of users and devices. These rules define requirements for devices like minimum operating system or use of disk encryption. Devices must meet these rules. So there are some really basic ones. Obviously, we want firewall to be open. Obviously, we want our data to be encrypted. So some basic one that obviously everyone would want to implement. So those are platform specific rules. You need to implement user side of settings and platform side of settings. So we're going to explore that all here. Like other Intune policies, compliance policy evaluations for a device depend on when the device checks in with Intune. This is very important. When does the device check in with Intune? So Intune, we have implemented like 100 plus policies, suppose. If the device does not check in or connects with Intune, hey Intune, I'm connecting after 30 days. Anything new for me in terms of policies? So Intune says, yes, where have you been? There are so many new policies. Hey, take that. Okay. So the thing is, when does the client checks in? So there's a policy and profile refresh cycles. I'm going to put that separate here. So Intune notifies the device to check in with the Intune service. Okay, when does it checks in? The notification times vary, including immediately up to a few hours. These notification times also vary between platforms. If a device doesn't check in to get the policy or profile after the first notification, Intune makes 3 more attempts to notify the device, hey, dude, connect with me so I could give you some new modifications of policies or just check if you're compliant or not. An offline device, such as turned off or not connected to a network, may not receive the notifications. Ouch. There you go. Some, one user goes to vacation. That's it. Shut down and no check-in. So no new policy implemented. It will show as non-compliant ultimately, obviously. In this case, suppose the user is offline. In this case, the device gets the policy or profile on its next scheduled check-in with the Intune service. The same applies to checks for non-compliance, including devices that move from a compliant to a non-compliant state. So there are check-ins. If you miss those check-ins, then next time there will be more check-ins, right? Android. Okay, sure. So Android, every 8 hours check-in happens, right? iOS, iPad, OS, about every 8 hours, the device Intune asks the device to check in, connect with Intune, and check. Give the Intune the status. Hey, are you compliant or not? And then Intune, if there were any changes in the policy, Intune just implements those policies. So check-in or connectivity time is 8 hours for pretty much all the platforms here. If devices recently enrolled, then the compliance, non-compliance, and conversion check-ins runs more frequently. Suppose you just got enrolled now with your device, then check-ins are more frequently, and then they go back to 8 hours. The check-ins are estimated at Android every 3 minutes for 15 minutes, then every 15 minutes for 2 hours, and then around every 8 hours. So you just got recently enrolled, check-ins are faster because it checks again, hey, the policy that I sent you now, is it implemented? Okay, I'm sending you the next one. I'm sending the next one, next one, until all policies are set in, then every 8 hours, it checks, right? iOS, iPads every 15 minutes for 1 hour, and then around every 8 hours, and it goes on, right? Windows 10, 11, every 3 minutes for 15 minutes. So now when we log in from the end user, Intune ready end user, it will check in every 3 minutes for 15 minutes, and then 15 minutes for 2 hours, and then around every 8 hours. So this is the check-in, and this is really, really important. Yep.
Similar to MECM. I mean, configuration manager.
Yeah, exactly. So SCCM also, SCCM plus Intune. Yeah, the both.
Config
Okay, so
manager has that policy there where you can
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
set
So
up,
that,
and SCCM, you could set up these time limits too.
exactly. So this is very, very important, guys, to know that when does thousands of devices communicate with Intune, right? So I'm just gonna put that refresh intervals, which is mucho importante or muy importante.
So the
Right.
exams.
Yeah, exactly. Oops. Okay, go. Check-ins, refresh intervals, we can say, and I'll just quickly put in. And especially all this, because that's the number you would want to know for exam plus interview plus it's going to come anywhere. And yeah, okay. So let's go ahead. And we were talking about this. I'm going to go back here. Compliance policy settings. So compliance policy settings are tenant-wide settings. Yeah, we talked about that. Where they are, they're showing that. And then there is marked devices with no compliance policy as compliant or non-compliant. Obviously, they should be compliant if they have all the policies, and non-compliant if they don't. Compliance status validity period days. Specify a period in which devices must successfully report on all their received compliance policies. If a device fails to report its compliance status for a policy before the validity period expires, the device is treated as non-compliant. So by default, the period is set to 30 days. So within 30 days, the device has to report. Otherwise, it will be stamped as non-compliant. You can configure a period from 1 to 120 days. Default is 30 days, which is good enough that it's enough days for the device to report unless the user says that, hey, I am going for vacation, so device is not available. So it's not possible that user is connecting to company every day and the device is not compliant. But real day, reality check, we have in our environment many devices that are showing non-compliant while the users are connecting from those devices every day, and they are still showing non-compliant. So we discovered that the device somehow is not communicating with Intune, although they are connected to network, they are connected to the company resources. It's just like any normal day, but somehow Intune is not communicating with the device, or the device is not checking in with Intune, even though users are connected to internet and doing whatever they are doing every day, right? So then we realize that we have to manually send, we have a script, and that with that script, Intune actually wakes up the device, hey, you didn't check in with me. Intune sends that script, and the device says, oh, sorry, okay, here's a check-in, sorry. While the device was going to be online connecting every day, but not checking in. So this is a separate issue. It's just what we face for few devices. Okay, so yeah, then it goes on and on, but let's get down to this page is obviously all for conditional access, for compliance policy. So let's configure that. But this obviously is very, very important. I'm going to go back here. So yeah, some kind of theory is always going to help. Now we are at compliance policy. So first of all, it says custom compliance. Custom compliance is require or not configured. So what is custom compliance? It says here, when enabled, devices must be compliant according to custom rules defined in a JSON file based on custom data returned from a discovery PowerShell script. So you can put through a script that, okay, firewall should be on, and it's the a private profile should be, suppose uh, off, domain profile should be on, and public profile should be on. Suppose there are some customized settings for the Windows security settings and for everything else, network settings, but you have come up with a script and or you have come up with the configurations in a JSON file. So in that case, you can upload that. Otherwise, enable disable here will also implement the settings. So we don't have a JSON file here. So we're going to go for other settings here because we're going to enable disable according to our needs. Microsoft also has some settings enabled where Microsoft thinks that, hey, yeah, these settings are important for the company, but you can always change whatever or however you want it. So it says here, Microsoft attestation service evaluation settings. Use these settings to confirm that a device has protective measures enabled at boot time. Yeah, that is important. I mean, for physical laptops, we have enabled it already. it is required, but here we have virtual machines. So suppose I put require here and it says, hey, we don't find TPM device there. TPM has the BitLocker key. BitLocker is for encryption. BitLocker encrypts your hard disk, and whenever you want to read the data, it decrypts it, right? It's an encryption service. So obviously it is required for laptops, physical devices, but if I do that here for Windows 10, especially Windows 10 would then say it's a virtual machine, I cannot access TPM, Trusted Platform Module, the chip, and because it's not a hardware, so it's going to be issue for us. But I'm going to still click require and let's see what happens. But then we need to remember that when we're troubleshooting, we forget that, oh, we enable that option here. For virtual machine, there's a issue. So enabled BitLocker for our lab VMs. For laptops, it's a must-have. It's okay. We should do it, right? Okay. So in case of BitLocker issue with VMs, we need to disable this for our lab, but we need to disable this for our lab, but we must enable it for laptops slash any kind of physical devices, right? Laptops, desktops, servers. Okay, so this said, let's go ahead. We're enabling it secure boot. Again, it checks for security of the boot files or start files of the operating system. And code integrity, this is just the integrity of the code used for the boot files and the operating system overall. Now, suppose you put some kind of other configurations there. So, well, let's just enable that. But in production environment, I would enable all three. But we did a lot of tests on test laptops after enabling these policies. And I don't remember disabling any because of some issue, but we tested it vigorously. And then we implemented it across the environment. And in fact, our director, she's pretty technical. So her laptop, my laptop, and my junior admin's laptop, we always were. And then we first we checked it 2 weeks on our laptops, all the policies, and then we asked for volunteers, and 20 more users volunteered, and then we implemented the policies on them. They started working every day. There were no issue. Then we implemented on everyone, right? So that was staging. Okay, device properties here, minimum OS version, what you want to allow, what you don't want to allow. We didn't fill that in our environment, but you can go for suppose Windows 7, suppose Windows Vista, if someone has, but obviously we deploy it, so we know that it's not there. If you want to put it, then you can put it, but otherwise, what's the purpose of this screen is to not have older operating systems in the environment. Suppose the desktop support guys, suppose it's a very big company, right? And desktop support guys are supposed to upgrade all the systems. And you're the level 3 admin. So you would not know unless you run reports every week or month that do we have any older operating systems still? So yeah, sometimes we do put it in big environments. Okay, so if we go further down here, configuration manager compliance, require device compliance from configuration manager. So requires all compliance evaluations in configuration manager to be compliant. This is only applicable for co-managed devices running Windows 10 or later. All Intune only devices will return not applicable. So what is co-managed? You have on-premises SCCM that is taking care of the devices. So it would be, so this is co-managed, right? So that is co-managed. What is co-managed? You have Toronto branch here, and you have Toronto branch, and you have here machines deployed. There are machines deployed here, suppose. Oh man, right? And those machines, one of them has servers, so it's a SCCM, which is, you should know for the market, systems center configuration manager, and that is handling, suppose this is managing all the devices connected to on-prem Active Directory, right? Hey, did they change the name for on-prem Active Directory to Entra ID as well? We don't know that, right? I don't know actually. So, but they can't actually, because it's deployed on very large scale to across the planet. So they only changed it for Azure Active Directory for now. Okay, SCCM. SCCM is the software, is the big application server application, just like Intune, but this is on premises, and it handles all the devices that are connected to the local network, right? So, but if you have Intune, in the cloud, so you have cloud here and you have Intune. So if these two guys are communicating with each other, they are connected to each other, then it is called co-managed. So Intune, it's also, suppose there are some there are branches across the planet, and this is a big company. So Intune managing all other branch devices. Suppose this Toronto branch is the biggest one. It has maybe 5,000 devices or 10,000 devices. So you have already from last 5-10 years, you have SCCM there, but now you have other branches as well, and they have their own devices. Some branches in different countries have, like, one branch has 100 devices, some has 200 devices, 500. So you won't deploy SCCM there, right? So you would go for Intune, and from cloud you would manage all the other branches. But Intune is, exchanging its all information to SCCM, and SCCM is exchanging, oh, okay, I have that many devices, I have this many policies, so it's called co-managed then. So if we go back here, we in our environment do not have co-managed. Otherwise, we can require that as well. This means that um, device compliance from configuration manager. So this means that whichever devices are connected to Intune and are compliant, SCCM compliance report should go to SCCM as well, and SCCM will notice that, okay, these devices also belong to our company and they are compliant or non-compliant. So compliance, non-compliance, and many other information they exchange with each other. So we don't have that, so we will not require that. In fact, even if you have it and you don't want SCCM to also say, okay, I also think it is compliant, or you don't want Intune to be sending information to SCCM, you don't have to configure this option in that case, even if you have SCCM. So it's up to you. System security, obviously password, require password to unlock mobile devices. So yeah, when we create a policy for that, then we require a password. Windows already require a password, so but I'm gonna click that require. Okay, it requires a password. When we do that, we can handle these options as well, right? Simple passwords, block. If I do that, then I have to, okay, I'll put some complicated password, complex password. Password type, device default, alphanumeric, numeric. What do you want? So yeah, device default, whatever the device policies are, it's alphanumeric. Minimum password length, in my company, we have put 8, right? So you can put 6, 4, up to you. Maximum minutes of inactivity before password is required. This is very important. Users do get away from their desk and they forget to lock their machine. So in 5 minutes, so if there's no activity in 5 minutes, it should lock the screen, right? And require a password to log in again. So otherwise, yeah, it's 1 minute as well. You get up to you.
Oh,
5 minutes is good enough. Yeah.
oh no, you just made me think of something I was looking up a couple days ago. Now you made me want to go check my
Idle
okay.
PC.
No, I
Yeah, that's
just thought
good.
of something. Okay. I'll probably
Oh,
think
okay.
about it on Tuesday when I go back to work.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
Just reminded me.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yes, when I'm going through settings, some
Yeah,
of
I
the
know,
settings I
man.
also get reminded.
You
Oh
don't think
man,
about it.
I'll check it in my environment.
Yeah, I'll
You're right.
probably check out it
Yeah,
later because I had an issue like this before. Okay, thanks, man.
you're welcome. All right, cool. Okay, so here, maximum minutes of inactivity, 5 minutes. Password expiration days. So when do you want the password to expire? Um, so, I wanted it to be strict in my company at least. So before I was in a bank, um, some companies before. So there they were very, very strict. So password expiration, it will expire every 30 days, first thing. And then the most brutal setting was this number of previous passwords to prevent reuse. So last password you cannot use. And we had like 10 or 15 maybe. So users were really, really frustrated with that, hey, now we have to really come up with something totally new and we cannot use the last 10 passwords, any one of them again. So it's up to you. In my company, I wanted to go for much stricter policies, but the director said, hey, we are not very security sensitive company, so don't be harsh on users. And we have some elder users there as well. So director said that, hey, just be lenient. I still went a bit more harsher than what I wanted to go for. Um, no, I mean, at least more harsher than lenient, but less harsh than what I wanted to go for. Okay, so password expiration up to you, but I will put it 30 days. And last, let's go lenient then 5 passwords you cannot do, and you have to come up with newer passwords, right? And require password when device returns from idle stable, device is stable state. Require password. Obviously, we need to require password. So you were not working on it. Oh, this is mobile and holographic. We don't, okay, mobile, yeah, it's okay. So if this same policy, this is for Windows, right? And we don't have Windows on cell phone. If Microsoft deal had gone through for that, I think they bought a company, mobile company, and then after some time, they knew that, okay, this field is not for them. Even the laptop field is not for them because now the Surface laptop sucks. We've thrown all the expensive ones because they really have bad performance. So anyway, this product is not even there for which the policy is there. Maybe it's there. I don't know. Windows-based mobile. Windows Mobile. Are they there? No, right? So anyone heard of Windows Mobile? Okay. Anyone hearing audio? So guys, is audio okay? Sandeep says in the chat. Anyone hearing audio? Now okay.
I'm good.
Okay, all good. Thank you. All right, guys. So require password. Guys, the question, do we have in the market Windows Mobile or mobile that have Windows OS or some? No, right? I never heard of them. Never heard of that, right? So yeah, HoloLens or holographic. Oh, yes. Vijay says yes. Hey, we have Windows. What? How? Where? We have.
Long time ago, I think introduced.
Yes, long time ago, but now we don't have it. I don't think we have it. Yeah. Okay. So it was long time ago. Exactly. So you configure it if somebody connects from those. Otherwise, I'll just leave it as is. We don't have that. We know that already. Not configured. Encryption, require encryption of data storage on device. So this is saying require encryption. Wow, what an explanation. Require encryption of data storage on devices. Seriously. Yeah, it's pretty obvious as well. Yes. Okay, I have to visit all the encryption options because we have virtual machines and BitLocker and virtual machines and TPM has some issue. And there are some very obvious ones. Firewall. Obviously, we want firewall on, right? TPM. Uh, so again, trusted platform module chip is in physical in the motherboards, right? In the machines. Now we have the option of virtual TPM as well, but does this particular virtual machine that we have support it or not? I don't think so. But then we have to come back to disable it as well. In production environment, yes, you must configure require because they are laptops and the TPM chip is available in every laptop nowadays. Okay, sure. And antivirus. So antivirus, yes, require. Anti-spyware, require. We don't have antivirus, right, in our environment. Okay, let's see what it says, right? Then we can come back and do this. Microsoft Defender anti-malware. We don't have Defender subscriptions here in the lab, but in the production environment we have, right? So like in my company we have. So Microsoft Defender anti-malware, very, very important, but we don't have it, right? So anyway, I'll try to put it, but we have to visit back and not configured, put it back to not configured when, if it makes any issues. Microsoft Defender anti-malware minimum version, we don't have that, so I'm not putting that. Defender anti-malware security intelligence up to date. Yes, it should be up to date. Do you want to require it that it's up to date? Suppose you don't deploy it, or suppose the laptop is not available, not connected. So then would you punish that, or would you disconnect that user? Would you disable that user? Would you not let that user connect to the environment? So we can't be very harsh, but we can revisit it always. Like if it's not up to date, right? Real-time protection, yeah. So Defender should scan any kind of files that are being transferred now, shared now, and then go for real-time protection as well. Okay, then I'm going for Microsoft Defender for endpoint, and that is require the device to be at or under the machine risk score. So there are some Defender for endpoint rules. If I click that, it opens another window, thank God. Okay, enforce compliance for Microsoft Defender for endpoint with conditional access in Intune. So we haven't configured the conditional access yet, but it does say that you can go and check the rules that Defender for Intune. Defender is all about security, right? Microsoft Defender is all about security. For endpoint is all the end user devices with Intune. So Defender and Intune are going to be best buddies. This is the ultimate security set of tools, and this is ultimate deployment and change of configuration and monitoring, right? Defender also monitors as well. So I'm going to go back here and risk score. We can say that if Defender for endpoint rules are not there, then we would consider that as medium risk. You can also consider it as high risk, that, hey, if Defender security rules are not implemented, then this machine should be considered as high risk. Okay. Next, then it says here, specify the sequence of actions on non-compliant devices. If the devices are non-compliant, are found non-compliant, they don't have the policies that we just enabled in the previous page, then how soon do you want them to be announced as non-compliant? Immediately. Now, if we had implemented, or in future we will be implementing a policy that if the device is non-compliant, then block the user access to Microsoft 365 services, right? If that happens, user will be obviously blocked from accessing critical work and data. So it's not good to immediately put the device as non-compliant, but give the device some kind of grace period, right? In our company, we have given 30 days. That within that, the user and the desktop admin can work together to make the device compliant again. Like firewall may be off for some reason, so turn it on again. Or some other security feature, BitLocker somehow is not encrypting, so enable that again, or troubleshoot what's going on, right? But immediately, so we can just make it 5 days. If the device is not compliant for 5 days, then announce or put in the dashboard as non-compliant. As soon as it is non-compliant, and if there is a harsh punishment against it, so that punishment will implement right away. So, but the day the device becomes non-compliant, you do get a notification. Admins get notification and the user gets notification that, hey, your device is now non-compliant. One of the rules is not implemented. One of the settings is not implemented, and you got 5 days. So you have to run, because you know that this user will be disabled, and it's not user's fault, it's your fault, administrator's fault. Users is not stopping that, right? They don't have the rights, don't have the privileges to stop it. It's you. So you want to give yourself how much time. This is the place to think. Okay, next. Or do you have automated tools that would just simply make it compliant, make it less? If you know that you're going to be busy and you don't want the user to be cut out from the whole environment, then increase the days here, right? Okay, next. And the group on which the compliance policy will be implemented. So add groups. We have very few, so we're just going for Intune and select. And yeah, 2 users, it will be implemented. If there was an excluded group, we could just add that too. Next. Yeah, so that's the compliance policy here that we have configured. And I'm going to click create. It's already, the group has been added. This means that whenever the user logs in, the policy will take effect. It will implement, right? But we haven't configured the Windows environment. And because configuration profiles are not configured yet, so we are still not touching it. So obviously we need to see everything kicks in easily. If I go back here to compliance policies, so compliance policies here shows, yeah, there's one CEA compliance policy 01 here, and it is implemented. Configure Windows compliance policies, use the machine risk score. Yeah, we implemented it. So other areas of compliance policies is, first is policy, we created one, then notifications. So create or edit notification message template. So I'm going to click create notification, and it's CEA notification 01. You can name it anything. Email header include company logo. We don't have footer, don't have, and company portal website link disabled. So yeah, actually, okay, so that's the notification. But what's the notification message? So you want to tell the user that, hey, your machine is non-compliant, right? So how do you notify that? So there's a select locale. I'm just going to go for English United States, and subject is your machine is non-compliant. Please contact IT support, right? You can just put that, and then you can enter a message. Hi, CEA user, or whatever, however you want to start. Your machine is not compliant with company policies. Policies. Please contact your IT support immediately, right? Regards, or however you want to put that message, IT support. Wow, regard support. Okay, regard IT admin. And this is the default policy. I just clicked it. It's default, right? So this message should go when the device is considered non-compliant, and this should be emailed. So I'm just going to click next, and that's it. It's going to send a notification. So I'm going to create that, and then retire non-compliant devices. So this is just if the device list is here of those which are non-compliant, then they can clear all devices, retire state, or retire all devices, clear the device. So this means that remove it from the status of non-compliance. Suppose you just worked on it and you want immediately the machine to not show in the dashboard as non-compliant. So you can retire from here and they will immediately not show as non-compliant. So they will show compliant right away. Otherwise, you have fixed the issue, and in 8 hours when they communicate, then Intune will check. So you have fixed the issue like yesterday, and even today you see it's non-compliant, and you're sure that that was the only issue. And so the thing is, that you can manually retire it from non-compliance status as well. Compliance policy settings. Mark devices with no compliance policy assigned as mark devices with no compliance policy assigned as. So obviously, if they don't have a compliance policy, they are not compliant, right? Why is this? Okay. Compliance status validity period days. So specify the time period in which devices must report the status for all received compliance policies. So within what time devices must report to Intune? Devices that do not return status within this time period are treated as non-compliant. The default value is 30. So within that device, if they're offline, then ultimately Intune would just change their status to non-compliant. So we'll leave it at that, or you can change it, but you know what it is. And mark devices with no compliance policy assigned as non-compliant. Obviously, if there's no compliance policy assigned, they are non-compliant. So I'm going to save that. And then scripts. Yes, there will be some scripts coming, and there are some scenarios for which the scripts we will be adding there, PowerShell scripts that could be deployed through Intune to all the devices. So I'm going to show you what scripts and how to connect to them. So I'm going to go back to compliance policy here. And if I go to compliance policies now, so there's one compliance policy. If I go inside the compliance policy, so it says that, hey, for now, 0 compliant, 0 non-compliant. So it gives a report. And when you click the view report, it's supposed to tell you which user, which device name. So those users haven't logged in yet. That's why it's not showing it. Now, guys, logging in a user, we don't want to rush that process. It's a bit longer process. So the thing is that we don't have enough time now, but what we can do is we can if you have those machines here on this state, keep it at this state and right click, power, and suspend guest, right? Suspend means it's going to be in frozen state where they are, and when we unsuspend it, then they're going to start from here, and then we're going to configure exactly. So I'm going to click suspend here for this machine, and for suspend here, power, and suspend guest on this machine. Wow. And then I'm going to go back here. So we have configured compliance policy, and let me just give you the tasks that are ahead. At least, so if I go to devices and then compliance policies is configured. If I go back here, it has not been implemented on any device, obviously, but then we go down to configuration profiles. And configuration profiles are a huge amount. I mean, like if you click create profile and if you go for select platform, so, and we're going for obviously Windows 10 and later, others obviously later in the course. So Windows 10, but then there are templates, and then there are settings catalog. Templates are, if you click that, then it shows you, hey, you want to implement administrative templates, or you want to implement custom, where there are so many other policies, and group policies also show here, just like in Windows Active Directory on premises. Then there are delivery optimization related policies, device firmware configuration interface, device restrictions related policies. So you can add so many types of policies here. Device restriction Windows 10 team, domain join policies, addition, upgrade, and mode switch. So you want to do upgrade, you should have some kind of policy. Email related, email security policies for endpoint. We actually put this endpoint protection, and this has a long list of policies there. Identity protection for usernames, passwords, credentials. So there are a set of policies to secure them. Suppose you put kiosk, suppose you put your machine in a public place and anyone can connect to that machine. So kiosk, how to secure a kiosk, so there's a policy for that too. Imported administrative templates. This is in preview, so still not ready, but you can import other administrative templates for different scenarios. Suppose you want to go for securing MS Office, right? So administrative templates for MS Office that, okay, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, nobody should print, nobody should be able to forward it to someone. So Microsoft Defender for endpoint desktops, devices running Windows 10 or later. So you want to implement, you have Defender license, first of all. If you do, then you want to implement Defender security on desktop devices, not laptop, right? So there are some specific desktop related policies here. Network boundary, you want to configure some network related policies. Then PKCS certificate. This is obviously for importing certificates for users and computer devices. Suppose you want to secure them with certificate authentication as well. SEEP, simple certificate enrollment protocols. You want to enroll certificates on thousands of devices. Secure assessment. This is for education. So suppose you have students or in a university or in a school that all have iPads or they have Windows laptops, and you want to secure them according to that specific environment. Shared multi-user device. So there's a device that there's a day shift users come to the same device, and evening shift and night shift users come to the same device. So what kind of policies that are recommended for that? Trusted certificate, VPN, Wi-Fi policies are there, Windows health monitoring, and wired network policies. Oh, seriously? Okay, I will be checking that. Okay, anyway, so the thing is that these are configuration profiles. We're going to actually go for endpoint protection, but then we will be, throughout the Intune course, we're going to be going through some more scenarios, and we're going to be visiting those policies again and again, because this is an area we're going to be visiting again and again. Okay, so well, next class, we're going to be going for endpoint protection. We're going to be going through all those policies, and we will select the best one, but these are a longer list of policies, but you must know. And then we will then log in from the users and expect that the compliance policy and configuration profile will be implemented on them. So this is, again, something that we're going to go in next class. If there are any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a nice weekend.
Sorry, Amir.
Yeah, sure.
Can you show me on VMware where do you see the TPM setting?
VMware, actually, the TPM settings, there was in OS, we had to implement something, and then it would turn off the VMware. So it was in VMX, I think. Not in OS, but in VMware, in the .vmx file of the virtual machine. So I'll Google that again, or I have it somewhere. So I will send you that, how to disable TPM.
Okay.
We're gonna face that, but my suggestion is do not log into this now. Hopefully you haven't, because we're gonna log in together, because I need to show you a lot of settings during the login as well, and how the device gets registered to Azure Active Directory or Enter ID and Intune automatically. So, okay, guys, if there are any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you. See you next week. You're welcome. Thank you. Hopefully, today I'll upload both videos. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, Amir. Hello?
Yeah,
You want to test that video before we go?
test the video.
Test it.
Did I download that? Yeah, I did download that. Let me check where you.
Before
Oh
we
yeah,
go?
yeah. I'm downloading it. Oh, actually, I
Hmm.
downloaded it. It's where? Oh, 19. Okay, so fix this one.
That one, yeah. See if that works.
Yay!
Does it have sound?
Oh,
That's my question.
no.
Oh, eh? Something I don't know. It's been a while. I'm just
Oh,
playing around with it. But it does work in VLC.
yes. I mean, oh, the same one?
Say that
Oh,
again?
okay. This same video works in
Yeah, it's your
VLC,
video.
but in
VLC,
Windows
yeah.
Player it's not. Media Player it's not.
No, it's not working in
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know
Hey,
why
but the
it's not good.
previous one that you fixed,
Yeah, the AVI
that
should work.
has, oh, what
The AVI, it's AVI phone.
AVI? Sorry, MP4, MP4.
That's
Oh,
just the
I downloaded
yeah,
it.
you have to download it in
Somewhere else. I downloaded already.
you have to download it in
Yeah, I think, yeah,
WhatsApp.
this is AVI. This is AVI.
That's the one. That'll work for sure.
And I hope, yes, it's working.
It
Yeah,
should be sound and all.
audio is good. Yeah, like audio is coming. So uh, I'm going to try to upload that. But if
Can you upload that to YouTube? I mean to YouTube? Because there
yeah,
for some reason I imported like the WebEx
AVI
file.
phone. Yeah. Oh,
The
okay.
web the WebEx file, all you gotta do is rename it. And then
Yep.
through VLC you
Sure.
can it'll work. The instructions that I gave you work.
Yep.
But again, you just I don't
AVI.
know. It's
Yeah.
not picking up
I hope
the
YouTube
MP4.
takes it.
But
Oh,
it did on VLC. It works.
oh.
It
So
works
I'll
on
try both.
VLC.
And if on YouTube it doesn't give results, then I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, that would be great. So thank you for
But
fixing
the
this.
AVI should work 130%.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
I'll just upload that. It's working here, so definitely you're right. It should work up there as well. So as soon as the other one is there, and yeah, after the class, I'll just upload this right away.
Do we have Windows Media Player? Does it work? It's really weird how it's not picking it up, that MP4.
MP4
The MP4 in
basically
that player that
does
we're
work
using here. I
in,
don't know what this is. Media Player, it's
no, no,
called.
Media Player runs it.
It runs it, but the old, yeah. But
It
why is
runs
it not?
pretty much
Yeah,
everything.
but it doesn't play the video.
Yeah, maybe some
Weird, eh?
Kodak related issue with Media Player.
The
Wait,
Kodak, they're all set up properly
not
because
sure.
it works. Say that again?
I'm not sure about that, but yes. But this one, AVI is working. Yeah, MP4, you're right. It's not, it didn't pick up the audio one.
No, it works.
Otherwise,
It's just it works in VLC.
PLC,
That's
yeah.
it. It won't work in. But I'm saying like the old Windows Media Player, the old one,
Oh, I don't have that,
the
I guess.
legacy. You just gotta type in Windows Media Player.
Uh,
Yeah, right click,
yeah, okay.
open with. Is there another player we can use? Because maybe it's the player. Who knows?
Yeah, but
And
ultimately it's going
that
up
right there, the
to,
legacy,
yeah,
legacy. There you go. See what
it's going up
happens.
to YouTube anyway.
Yeah, it's gotta.
Uh,
If it works
and
here, then it should work in YouTube. But you should test it as well too.
hey, it's working.
It works, the video. That was the whole thing, but now it's the voice. Unless people want to
Yeah,
just
yeah, no voice.
watch a video.
No, no,
Weird.
yeah, without
Really weird.
voice.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, but the AVI's work, that's good enough, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
thanks for
That's I
that.
fixed the video there
I'll
with
upload
the
the
AVI.
YouTube and I'll let you know if it's good on YouTube as well. It should.
Can we upload AVI on YouTube? I can't remember. Can we?
Not
Yeah.
sure. I'll just check now.
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah, at the start of it, it will
Hello?
say if there is incompatibility issue, then it
Sorry, you
will
cut off
say
there.
like
My
this.
apologies.
No problemo.
Can
Are
we?
you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. But can we?
Yeah, I'm checking now.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Mhm. Uh, downloads. No,
In a
it's
while. Right? No
the
time.
fixed one, which is no, not the AVI one. Okay.
There's actually another one called Fix too, but again, that was just I was playing around with it. But that's the one that also the same thing. It's an MP4. So I went from an AVI to an MP4. It works,
Oh
and it
yeah,
works on
it
VLC.
uploads.
Yeah. Oh, it uploads. Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
fantastic. Oh,
Thank you.
fantastic.
All right, we're good now. Thank you,
Sweet.
sir. Wow,
No, no problem.
amazing.
Yeah, no problem. Great. There you go.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
Sal.
Yeah, tell me.
Also, one of my friends needed the process of he wanted to prepare for Azure Labs for exam.
Say again.
So, can you send the way to extend the 1 month to 2 months? You were saying that you
You
had a
have to.
way to do
Oh,
that?
okay. So this. Okay. So everything here is who's the guy?
He's in my office.
Say that again.
He's in my office.
He works with you.
Yeah. So he was saying, hey, how to extend the.
Just create a ticket, support ticket. I can
Oh,
send it to
okay.
you. Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you
They
create a
do it.
ticket, then they extend it for you.
I'll send you the note. There's a
Okay.
note.
Yeah.
You have to
Thanks.
see. There's a specific way that. Uh, yeah. There's a specific way you got to do it, but you have to be using.
First.
You
Mhm.
have to be using the free portal, free trial.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's the only way it'll
Okay.
work.
So it's the. Okay, got it. So it's the support.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So this is what I would normally say, just because you have to kind of,
Uh-huh.
and they'll do it. Takes maybe a day or two, but they'll do it for you.
Cool. Thanks.
Here, I'll
All
send
right.
it to you now, just so you got a better idea.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh,
here.
I'm so stopped the video.